There's gotta be more to this life, man. Just waking up, existing, this ain't cool at all. I gotta take a chance. This can't be it.
Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge, I pledge, I pledge. Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge to never live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I finally realized why I'm here. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I ain't tryna live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to. I just want the best, you can't stop this feeling. Rap over everything, my only option. Really, since a kid, I've been dreaming, believe me. But tryna fight through all the hate ain't always easy. Yeah, I've been through a lot, I know it's cliche, but you gon' see the tables turn like a DJ. I'm just carrying out this prophecy. No ifs, ands, or maybes, I got to be gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge, I pledge, I pledge. Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge to never live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I finally realized why I'm here. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump.
It's about that time,
Cause I
dog.
ain't tryna live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to.
I just want the best, I can't stop this feeling. Snap over everything, my only option, really. Since Wu-Tang Clan wasn't nothing to mess with, I had bars and the beats and the hooks with the message. Mine's off the pine, all my P's and Q's. CH got the juice, it's my time to shine. Haters like, oh, you follow Sean Carter's blueprint? Wrong hole, homie, this is God-honored movements. Why do I keep second guessing, though? Like I don't know where my blessings flow from, and how far would this endeavor go? But if I never take a leap, then I'll never know. Looking over the cliff, frozen and stiff, even though I'm bestowed with the gift to uplift. But the mind keeps racing, prone to what if, scared I won't reach my peak, blowing the drift. It's easy to exist, insist on resisting the risk that's consistent with greatness. Miss it or make it, time to face it, suck it up and own it. Every second I've lived has brought me to this moment. I'm so over the pump fake life, only got one chance to run, take flight. A few deep breaths while remembering my plans to never live my life on the edge. You know I gotta jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I finally realized why I'm here. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I ain't tryna live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. These dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge, I pledge, I pledge. Yeah, I think I'm about to live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge to never live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump.
We only got one life to live, so why not live? Choice is yours.
I mean, the job's pretty simple. All I need you to do is just wake me up in the morning.
Oh, really? That's it? Yeah, I can do that. I can definitely do that. Any particular time you want me to wake you up?
Yeah, around 6:30. I think 6:30 will be good.
All right, and all I gotta do is wake you up, right? That's it. That's the only job.
Yep.
This is the easiest job I've ever had in my life, man. Yeah. Hey, can you hear me? It's time to get up. Hey, woo, yo.
Oh my God, shut up! Shut up!
But I'm confused, but you told me to wake you up.
Shut up!
Up.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
No. You said to wake you up. I'm just doing what you said to do. I'm not, you know what? But you said to wake you up.
I'm trying to sleep and you gonna walk in here trying to wake me up. That's rude. I don't know what, like, why would you do that? Why would you do something like that? You see me in here sleep, you walk in here talking to me, making noise like that, man, get out of here.
So, Tubi, everybody knows what Tubi is, especially black culture. So, you know all those movies that were going on Tubi? Those movies that were going on Tubi had a requirement, a minimum budget requirement to be on the platform. So let's say, hey, if I wanted to get my movie on Tubi, the minimum budget that your movie has to be was maybe $50K, $25,000. And then you can get your movie put on Tubi. Black people did that for years and years and years, right? Then Tubi just did a rebrand. They did a brand new rebrand. And then guess what happened? They raised the amount of money that your production has to be to put a movie on Tubi. Wow. So now your production, the budget of your movie has to be $500,000.
Oh wow.
$1 million to get on Tubi. So now black people built up Tubi, and now you got to shoot better content to put your movies on Tubi. And by the way, Tubi's owned by Fox Corporation.
I absolutely. That's my point. That's my point.
And here's the bigger point to the conversation that we have about black media, is that what we blow up Tubi, and then Tubi makes revenue for Fox Corp. What does Fox Corp do with that money? They take that money and reinvest it in Trump, or programs programs or agendas that work against us.
Stand up, never lay down. Used to see us in the back, we in the front now. They tried, we did. Stepping up, no chill, I'm about to go in. Steady dancing in the clouds, got Abba walking mounds, talking handshakes, smiles for the big win. Bomos on the reach in, trying to put their bid in, hoping they can slide just a piece in. But this ain't for the weak, for the hearts wanna sleep. Put a guard on your piece, gotta stand in your sleep. Take a breath and be meek, gotta take it from me. No one can do you like you do it. Be fluent in you, that's a movement. Stay focused on you, it's not selfish, it's true. It is only to you that you prove it. If I can't feel no love, I don't want it, yeah. If you can't feel these voids, I don't want it, yeah. If it don't bring me joy, I don't want it, yeah. I don't want it, I don't want it, yeah. People used to talk, call me good falling off, now they looking for my corner. Red form on the backtrack, I ain't cutting no slack, it's a new order. Set my team real strong now. Kingdom coming like the song now. Guaranteed on this walk, you won't believe, but his word is the creed, and my faith it goes free. No one can do you like you do it. Be fluent in you, that's a movement. Stay focused on you, it's not selfish, it's true. It is only to you that you prove it. It is only through him that you prove it. It is only through him that you prove. If I can't feel no love, I don't want it, yeah. If you can't feel these voids, I don't want it, yeah. If it don't bring me joy, I don't want it, yeah. I don't want it, I don't want it, yeah. Entangled entrapments, the pressures of being down. Transcender traps and dead bodies of the clouds. Depression's a trophy for Gen Z, and socials will kill you with envy, fabricating the line through the enemy. My state, it is altered and change has occurred. Intention is heavy on serving this word. My being has meaning, no love lost, I mean it. I'm good, I believe me, that's you, I don't think. If I can't feel no love, I don't want it, yeah. If you can't feel these voids, I don't want it, yeah. If it don't bring me joy, I don't want it, yeah. I don't want it, Yep.
If you feel like you hate everyone, eat. Low blood sugar tricks your brain into frustration. If you feel like everyone hates you, sleep. Lack of rest makes your mind misread every social cue. If you feel anxious for no reason, walk. Movement clears cortisol from your body. If you feel unmotivated, take a cold shower. That shock releases dopamine and wakes up your system. If you feel stressed, chew gum. Your brain reads it as safety and cortisol drops instantly. If you feel overwhelmed, clear your space. External order brings internal peace. If you feel insecure, stand tall. Your posture sends confidence signals back to the brain. If you feel lonely, help someone. Acts of service releases oxytocin, the connection hormone. If you feel hopeless, plan one small action. Momentum destroys despair. Just keep that in mind.
Can I get a green light? Wait, I'm dog, got to take a max word. What you say, huh? Yo, can I get a green light? See, I want everything. I want everything you promised me, Lord. Seems like it's taking way too long. Seems like it's taking way too long. Trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I move on? So I don't move. Can I get a green light? How y'all doing, huh? Where y'all at, huh? Can I get a green light? And if you're waiting on the Lord, got you take a baby word, what you say, huh? Can I get a green light? With the whole world jumping. Can I get a green light? What I'm feeling doing nothing. Can I get a green light? I said I wasn't budget till I hear you saying something. Lord, I wonder. Can I get a
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good Friday morning to everyone here. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta get this adjusted. All right, there we are. Good Friday morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing wonderful and blessed on this fantabulous Friday. ZekeLive in the morning, a great way to start your day, and thank you for choosing to start it with me. Lord, shine your light on me. All right, anyways, happy Friday to everybody. Kimono Friday, as y'all see. I've got on one of my 2 kimonos. I've only got 2. I need to order some more. So, Kimono Friday, of course, I love to wear my kimonos. And Fridays, I get a chance to do that because I don't always have to go into the office on a Friday. So, I get to be in a kimono today. So, glad to see y'all. I don't know, maybe y'all have kimonos and things as well. Put them on. Be free. Free Friday. I love it. Y'all, great episode today. We're going to have a good conversation to close out this week. We've had a long, I don't know about y'all. I can't say we've had a long week. I know I've had a long week. And crazy part is I was supposed to be taking like some days this week off. And just, we had other things that we're working on that we're trying to get ready for next week and all that. And I wanted to make sure those things got taken care of. So I didn't take a week off like I wanted to. So I'm just kind of fluctuating my days a little bit, if you will. Kind of doing that. So anyways, today I'm enjoying this kimono, although I think I am going to have to go into the office for a minute because I need to start printing some stuff out. Anyways, that's me. Enough about me. Enough about my spiel. How are you doing? How are you? How are you? Are you all right? It's Friday. Have you had a long week? Well, I tell you what, you started the week, your weekend off the right way. ZekeLive in the morning. So I will give you at least that. And maybe we can give you a little moment of woosah before we head into the weekend. I do want to make at least a couple of announcements before I run down the show. Actually, you know what, though? Let's run down the show first. Of course, we're going to do our well check. We'll do that in just a moment here. And then we'll do our morning affirmations, our shout outs. So if you haven't said good morning, please say good morning. There's a whole bunch of us here today. I got to see what's up. Some of my algorithms ain't algorithming right. I got to check them out. Anyways, but if you haven't said good morning, say good morning. Name the day, all that good stuff. We'll do that somewhere in the 8 o'clock hour. At 8:30, we'll kind of talk through. I don't know if y'all heard this or not, but the Supreme Court, I think it was last week, allowed for racial profiling. They are allowing ICE to racially profile. There's a nice piece of information for the story, for the plot twist ahead, and for anyone who says, "Oh, but they have to shut up." The bottom line is they're allowing for racial profiling. So we'll talk about that. How does that impact us? How does that, how does that really just how does that impact us? I was gonna say, how does that make us feel, and how does that forget about feelings and all that stuff? What is the actual impact? What is the impact that has on us? So we'll talk a little bit about that. And y'all know I've been on some heavy topic when it comes to ICE and other stuff this week, but we have to in times like this because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And the fact that this is a Supreme Court ruling is a whole thing. So we'll discuss that. And then we'll talk through future plans and stuff like that. What are you guys' future plans? What did you leave behind this week? All that kind of stuff. And that's what we'll be talking about on today's episode. So a little bit lighthearted, but we still gonna hit that one topic because I definitely want to make sure that we are all aware and abreast of what's going on in the world around us and how it impacts us. Regardless of how you feel about it, you might feel good about it. It could still have negative impact on you. You might feel bad about it, and it can have positive impact. So it's not about your feelings right now. What is the actual impact in our community? And so we'll kind of discuss that a little bit. Man, okay. Here, I've got a question for y'all today. It is Friday. And, I decided on something as I was literally just this morning. I just decided. I was like, you know what? This is probably a good pattern. On Mondays, we come in and I usually do a check-in, just, how was your weekend? How you doing? So I figured we'll call it on Mondays a check-in. Watch this. Monday's a check-in. Then there's the well check on Wednesday, which is just like the midweek well check, like just like a checkpoint, see where we are. And then Friday we'll check out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll check in, we'll do a checkpoint, and then we'll check out, if that makes any sense to y'all. And by that, I mean simply when I say checking out, we'll rehash the week. We'll just ask those questions. I like doing that for a well check. Make sure everybody's doing all right. I know we work jobs. We got families. We got all kind of stuff that we do. I know. I get it. I'm right there with you. But, I think that we all, by and large, want to leave a good impression on the world around us. I don't know about y'all, but I want to leave a good impression on the world around me. Now, you might be a jerk. You might be a jerk, and you might be like, I ain't trying to leave no good impression on the world around me. If you pay me, like that might be your motto. Pay me, run me my coins. That might be your motto. And as long as you get that, you good. Maybe it's like, hey, look, I don't care about the money. I don't care about none of that. I just want the girls. I just want some groupies and some girls. Maybe that's your I don't know what you in it for. I don't know what you're after. But for me, and I think for most people, we really do want to look back behind us and see that we left some positivity in the world and that things that we're doing have good impact, positive impact, that they encourage people, that they, bring light and joy and love to people. We probably don't wish evil on the world around us. Most of us probably aren't going around hoping and praying for negative things to happen to folks. I don't think most of us that are on this show are doing that. I don't think most lock stars are in that space. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but they say you're supposed to know your audience. And so so if I don't know that of my audience, then boy, I got some researching to do, don't I? Huh? Well, anyways, let's do a little check-in here. So this is going to be our Friday checkout. But I will say this now, before I go into the Friday checkout, we'll play a track. Y'all know I got to be quiet for a track. But let me throw a couple of announcements on the screen. I think right now might be a good and appropriate time for that. Of course, you can subscribe. Make sure you hit the notifications button. You can follow us on Facebook and do all that stuff like that. You can share. You can do all that. Please make sure you do all those things. And then just because I'm going to bring this back up. Statewide convening for Live Free Illinois. I'd love to see you there as my special guest. Come on along. That is the 24th and the 25th, and we're doing something special with Healing Voices. Next Thursday, we will have Healing Voices, and we'll be doing something a little bit more special, something a little bit different than what we've typically done before with Healing Voices, and it's in direct relation to this. So if you're interested in coming to the statewide convening, Live Free Illinois, we can get you registered for that. I do want you to reach out to me so that we can get that taken care of for you so that you can be there if you want to be there. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I do need to throw this out there. I don't even have a graphic for this one. You just got to remember this. Next week, we're taking the week off. Next week, ZekeLive in the Morning is taking the week off. We might run some hodgepodge of rerun episodes. That really depends on my weekend and if we have some time to piece some of that stuff together, which we may, and that may be a daily thing. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see. But we're gonna take the day off. We got to go through some rebranding, some other things like that, and just frankly take a break. We've been going really hard for October, so like 7 months, nonstop with only a few days in between that we didn't go live. And that was more so due to technical difficulties or like the other day because I overslept and it was like, whoa, I can't believe I just overslept. And that was when it dawned on me. That oversleeping is when it dawned on me. You know what? Maybe we need a break. And we were supposed to take a break and we just didn't. So next week, please keep that in your psyche that next week, if you might not have ZekeLive in the morning next week, but I promise you we'll be back. And that's part of this mental health check, right? You can't keep burning the candle from both ends. So we made that decision yesterday to cut ZekeLive in the morning for next week. Now we're not cutting the show. We're going to do some rebranding. I told you I've been talking about how we use StreamYard over here, and I've been toying with some other things, some other brands or platforms that have some capabilities that StreamYard does not have that we're going to need for how to now brand and chop up the show. So some of that stuff that we're going to need is on other platforms. StreamYard doesn't have it. So we need just a moment. So at least 1 week we'll be off. The plan is to be back week after next, but if we have like a week and a half off, y'all will understand, right? I hope y'all would understand, and I hope y'all would come back. I hope y'all will come back to us when we come back on the air. I hope so. Only time will tell. I don't know. Maybe you'll find somebody else. Maybe you'll find, I don't know, Sammy live in the morning. I don't know. And you'll fall in love with Sammy and God bless him. But, for those lock stars who going to stick with us and ride us out, we'll, pause. We will be back on either week after next or 2 weeks from now at the latest. So we'll be back in October. But we just got to take that time. And I think that's healthy to do, not only for mental health reasons. We got a lot of things that are coming up, but it's also healthy to do for the reasons of the show so that we can brand and rebrand and do some other stuff like that, get used to a new platform, figure out what that's going to be so we can start chopping stuff up. And y'all can start listening to some of this stuff like on your favorite podcast, like some of those guests and things that we had where we could take it, turn it into a podcast. Some of those heavy conversations we've had, we could take. But right now, we just frankly don't have the time. We don't have the staff power. We don't have, and it's not that we can't put those things together. It's just we got to pull back for a minute so that we can do that stuff. Does that make sense? And some of y'all would understand that, like based on jobs and stuff you have, it's like you trying to like shift it and take it another direction, but because you in the weeds and you working it and you're moving it and you're doing stuff, it's like you can't pivot because you're too busy. And that's kind of where we are with ZekeLive. Right now, we're just busy doing it, and we love it. It is a great way to start our day. We love being here with y'all. I think I speak on behalf of every host. We love being here with y'all. We love getting on, but we right in the middle of the stuff and trying to shift while doing it, while working full-time jobs and having family, and just everything that's been going on with my wife, of course, has been taking me back and forth to the hospital. Like all of that, you know, just trying to do all of that in the midst is just like, well, pull back for a second. Look at what you already got. What can we do with what we already have? And how can we then pivot it from there? And that's kind of the phase that we're in right now for ZekeLive. We kind of wanted to do this in September, and it just didn't happen that way. So now we're in October, and it's like okay, y'all, before like we can't let it go no further. We gotta do what we gotta do. So let's get a track playing behind us. I appreciate y'all's understanding on that. I really do. Thank you for your understanding. Let's get something really smooth playing behind us and do a Friday checkout. Let's do that. Make sure what we're leaving behind us. Give me a really, really smooth track, something that's so smooth that it just makes the people just feel lullabied. What? Nah, I don't think that's the one. Let's try this. All right, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better for the Friday checkout. Although now y'all know I love my song now. Y'all better stop talking about Genesis because I love them and I want to meet them. I'm gonna have them on the show one day. I claim it by faith. Anyways, Friday checkout. Let's check in. Let's see how we're doing. This past week, I don't know what your week has been like, but like I said before, my understanding or my assumption at the very least is that you want to leave some positivity behind in the world. And so the things that you've done this week, the things that you've been a part of this week, things that you dedicated your energy, your time, your stress, your mental health, like you put all that on the line for a lot of stuff this past week. Even your money, you done gave to causes, you done marched on the ground, you've done all kinds of stuff this week. And I think that you deserve a hand clap for that. You definitely deserve a hand clap for what you've done this week. You are incredible. You are phenomenal. You have done phenomenal work this past week. And even if you don't feel like you have, you have. But here's my question. What have you left behind? What have you left behind? And this could be a good jolting question for somebody that you needed to leave something behind in the sense of some negativity, or maybe there's a person that you just finally had to say, hey, I need to sever this. Maybe you came to a realization of a situation where you were like, you know what, I think this is reaching its end and I need to leave that behind. Maybe that's for you. Maybe you've done that, but I'm not really talking about that right now. What I'm talking about is what have you left behind that's positive. And you know, we always harp on the stuff that we don't like, that we want to leave behind. Like people who was judging me, I'm leaving them behind. And I don't know, the job that was that wasn't trying to let me through the glass ceiling, I'm leaving that behind. And yeah, leave all the negative behind, like Jamaica Lachey said on her song, I don't want it. If it ain't bringing me love, joy, hope, peace, love, like what if they're not bringing me stuff that's gonna benefit me in my long run and in my future, I don't want it. I gotta leave it behind. And that's true, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. What have you left behind in the world? What was it all for? And that's a very jaunting question. That it's not just jaunting, it's jolting, because it makes you like have to really consider, what have I dedicated my time to? Me and my wife had a conversation the other day, and we were just talking, and I just said, you know, I had to listen to my team. Shout out to Rich, shout out to Eric, shout out to Rhonda's part of my crew now. Like, you know, she's in my close circle again. Jamaica, Marcus. Listen, I can go straight down the line. Marcus and Keys and Ari, and feel like all these different conversations of people I done talked to and had over, and it just dawned on me. It hit me like we were talking earlier this week. Like I got so many things that I do, so many things that I'm good at, but where's all my time going that takes away from the ability to do the things I'm good at, to do the things that I enjoy, to do the things that could actually leave benefit in the world behind me. And then watch this, like my cousin Tony said on that episode, he said, money at that point is like your report card. Like all the stuff I'm good at ought to have my report card ought to be reading really well. My report card ought to be doing good. My money, like it ought to be doing. So why is it not? Like, what am I leaving behind? What impact am I having with everything that's having my time? And maybe I am leaving great impact. I get up every morning, do this live show. Sometimes it's a bunch of us, sometimes it's a few of us. But either way it goes, one thing we're going to do is we're going to get on. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk through some good conversations. It's going to feel good when we get done, all of that. But when it's all said and done, was that just something just to do? Did it leave impact on people? The lock stars, did it leave an impact? Is it something that's enduring that people can go back to and find like some hope and some, like, otherwise was it all just in vain? This old song used to say, don't let my living be in vain. Remember the Clark says, is my living in vain? Like is your goals and your aspirations, have they been done in vain? Are you just throwing, and in vain, what we mean, like just, is it just something that when it's done, it's done? Like, or are the things that you're dedicating your time, your money, your effort? And so just look at this past week. I'm not asking to look at the whole arc of your life. Just not the whole, you ain't got to go back to what I remember back in 1963 when I started doing and this and then Sally said something to me, and I just heard Sally. Listen, that was 1963. Sally ain't even with us no more. Like, what did you do this week? As you can say, like this had positive impact on, and it could be something from your job. It could be something from your church. It could be something from your group. I love that when we're on here. I think that it is. It's Bronya. Every time we're on here, she's saying her accountability group. So maybe you've got some accountability group. I can't talk today. Accountability group. Accountability. What is that? Accountability group. Maybe you've got some kind of accountability group that you've left impact with them. Maybe it's in your friend circle. Maybe you've been that friend, that strong friend that somebody had to lean on for a minute. And as a result of that, you were able to give some wisdom or some knowledge. We've been talking a lot about ICE and just things of knowing your rights. As different. We've been talking a lot about that. Like maybe some of the knowledge that you picked up just from listening to these conversations, maybe you were able to pass that along with somebody. I don't know. But have you ever really just taken the time to weigh out the impact of what you do, where you spend your time, where you spend and how you spend your money, how you spend your effort and your energy, how you leverage your relationships? Have you spent any time to think about the positive and lasting legacy, should we say, that those connections, that time, that energy, that finance, that resource that you're spending? Have you ever taken the time to stop and say, what legacy is this leaving behind? How is this leaving it behind? Now, y'all know my Christian faith. I will tell you that only what you do for Christ will last. But even before we get to just that far, you know how far a smile can go to change somebody's day? So if you haven't, if you don't have really much of anything that you can think of this past week, I would challenge you, to spend some time maybe this weekend to think about that. Think about, what am I going to do this upcoming week that's going to be able to have some impact on somebody? It's going to be able to have a positive impact. Maybe I'll smile a little bit more. Maybe I'll speak up for somebody and advocate for justice. Maybe I will, maybe I'll buy the next guy some something to drink. The guy that's standing outside the gas station asking for money, maybe I'll just ask. It's a hot weekend this weekend. Maybe I'll leave him with something, because these little things, And maybe you've been leaving positive impacts, and you've just never thought about it as such. And so this week, I would challenge you to look at what you've already done this weekend. What you've already done. Look at this past week. Look at the things you've already done, and find the silver lining. Find what was the reason for you getting out of bed to do anything at all, and was it worth it for legacy's sake? Not just because it was going to bring you some money, not just because it was going to make you feel good, and you need those things too. But what impact have you left in the world around you? Something that extends beyond you, something that extends beyond me, something that extends beyond personal gain, personal ambition, personal desire, and then goes into the world and creates heaven on earth, if I can use that as a language. We can bring forth the kingdom of heaven. We can bring forth the kingdom of God. We can do that, y'all. I'm not talking about the great time by second coming of Jesus, but at the risk of sounding a little bit sacrilegious while I load up our music break, at the risk of sounding just a little bit sacrilegious, have you ever thought about a version of, and again, y'all can call me heretic in the comments and do all that kind of stuff like that. I'm not coming for the rapture or nothing else like that. But maybe in a sense, have you ever thought of the second coming of Christ as being the Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you? Basically meaning that all this God that we claim is on the inside of us, have we ever thought about that as, in a sense, a second coming, if you will, a second coming of the Lord? Have we ever thought about it in that sense? Because, what you have inside of you, the Jesus that you showcase inside of you, that's why only what you do for Christ will last. Like the Jesus that you showcase on the inside of you, that smile that you give somebody, that love that you share with somebody, that kind word that you've encouraged somebody with, that time you decided this week that you're gonna buy somebody a meal. Yeah, that's creating little heaven on earth. And think about it as such, so that you can feed into it even more. That's my Friday checkout for y'all. That's what I got for y'all for today. Like how was your mental health? How was your goals? How are you doing? Yeah, sure. But now that you checked in with yourself, now that I've checked in with myself, what is my impact? What is my actual impact? How am I impacting people around me in my circle of influence? And is it positive? Or, and I hope this ain't no lock stars, but or is it that every time I walk in a room, people are like, oh, God, here go this. Like, I mean, if you walking in the rooms and people are doing that and you wearing that as a badge of pride, can I please seek counseling? Like, it is not something to be proud of when you walk in the room and people go, oh my God, he about to be, he about to do. Like, people all want you to be in the room. They all don't want to see your face. They all don't want to hear you laugh. They all don't want to see how you doing and hear from. They ought to feel so much love from you. So what impact have you left in the world? I would challenge you to think about it, because I bet you, I'm willing to bet money that you've left a lot of impact, positive, in the world this week. And even if you haven't thought about it, it don't change the fact that you did. So now maybe you should think about it so you can build on it and grow on it. Let's do this. Let's take a music break. I'm severely over for the music break. But we'll come back and we'll do our morning shout outs and affirmations. I think that's a great way to end the Friday. That checking in with us to see what impact positive we're having in the world. But I think it's a good place to do a music break. We'll do 2 songs. We'll come back. We'll do our affirmations. This is for me, y'all. I want to hear the 5 stair steps. I just want to hear the 5 stair steps. And I happen to have a clip from them at what was the show back in the day? Peace, Love, Soul. Soul Train. It's crazy how you have to do taglines when you start getting older. Soul Train show, and then Miss Frida, because I want to jam out a little bit. I got my coffee. I'm gonna take a couple sips. I'm gonna go and dance on my wife for a minute, and then we'll come back with more of the shout outs and affirmations. If you haven't said good morning, say good morning and name the day, and we'll be right back.
Fantastic Brick family returns now with a promise of a better life for all. Let's welcome back to Stair Step.
Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Right
love.
If you ain't doing that, then you ain't with it, y'all. You gotta pump it up. Yeah, you gotta jam, man. Shout out. That's my jam. Shout out. They are such a cool song. I like this song. I play it all the time because I like it. That's why. Yeah, y'all. Hey, y'all. I was that early morning Friday checkout. Was that all right? That early morning Friday checkout. If I put something on your mind, something to think about. If I put some, I just saw this in the comments. Pastor Bill is here. I just saw this. Whoa, second coming. I don't know. We'll find out if I was a little sacrilegious. I don't know. I don't think I was, though. I think that was a good whoa. I don't know. We'll find out. Yes. I think that was a good whoa. Well, since we started there, what's up, Pastor Bill on the HBC Morgan Park page? Shout out. We were talking about that second coming situation. I said the second coming. Have you ever thought about a version of the second coming being like we sing it all the time? The Jesus in me loves the Jesus in you. So the work of Jesus is still here. Then could it be that you have a commission to bring heaven to earth? But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. The only thing we're gonna do right now is say hello to the Lock Stars because it is hello time. Let's see here. Let's take this out the way. But before I do that, actually, I should find out. You want to come on? Go ahead. You do that then. Go ahead. I was just about to bring somebody up. He got a phone call right there. Tell Unc I said hey, by the way. Let's see. I am going to find where the tracks are. And they're gonna pop up. There they go. They popped up. All right. Y'all can't see none of what's happening on my computer screen. So I just be saying stuff and y'all be like, what is he talking about? All right, y'all. Let's do this the right way. So I was going to bring somebody to the stage. We'll bring him up. Am I back? Can y'all hear me now? All right. There we go. Yeah, I was going to bring somebody to the stage, but then they got a phone call. So we'll bring them up in a minute. But we will do this for right now. Let's get that on loop. Let's do this for right now. Let's get first comment of the day. If you haven't said good morning, say good morning. But the first comment today goes to DJ Red. Y'all give it up for DJ Red this morning. Look at that right there. He's got the first comment of the day saying good morning, blessed people. And y'all, I promise y'all, I swear to y'all, I do not be trying to say blessed people. Like, it just comes out that way, and I think that's just the churchiness in me. You had to really grow up around like churches that sing hymns for folks to be blessed. How about blessed day? Anyways, DJ Red says it's Freebird Friday, and of course I need to hit my gong for that. Come on Friday. I feel like I gotta come up from under the thing like that. Yes, Freebird Friday. If you haven't heard my song, I've got a song called Freebird. We did a sneak peek on that last week in the pre-show, and maybe I'll give y'all a sneak peek again coming up. But it says it's Free Day Friday. Rest and refresh. God is in control, and know it's gonna be all right. I love that. Thank you, DJ Red. Tune in to ZekeLive in the morning. Like, share, subscribe. One of my favorite hashtags. You got this. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Y'all give it up for DJ Red. Let's see here. And I think he said something else back there. I gotta check out. Let's put some song lyrics in there. Look at that. I'm free, no longer bound, no more chains holding me. My soul is resting. It's such a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm free. He said that was for somebody, even if it was just for him. See, Red, you becoming more and more of a preacher with every comment. Like, you started all okay, y'all. Let me talk to Red for a minute here, y'all. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Let me set this up the right way. Do I even have this in here? I don't even know if I got this in here. But that don't matter. I was looking for like this little organ track. Red, you turned it into more and more of a preacher with everyone. I know I got one in here. With every one of these posts. It started off. Here we go. Red, DJ Red. Oh, DJ Red. Stop. It started off with comments that said something like this. Now y'all lock stars, y'all know I'm not lying. And then you started leaving this, and it was wonderful. Now you sing a song afterwards. That is the most preacher thing. That is the preacher thing I have ever heard. I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you taking it. I'm free. I'm free, no longer bound. No more chains. Some of us, like, what have you been claiming to be free from that you keep finding yourself going back to? Maybe you need to have a conversation with yourself about that. Turn that churchy organ off. I'll start. DJ Red, Reverend Red. There you thank you, Reverend Red. Thank you, Reverend Red. First off, that organ run he did though, phenomenal. All right. Yeah, that organ run he did was phenomenal. Thank you, Reverend Red. We can't call you DJ Red no more. We're gonna call you Reverend Red. God bless you. Peace be unto thee and thine. Thank you, Red, for that. All right, I got so many screens I'm trying to roll through. Let's see here. Who else we got in here? Y'all, look who it is. It's Miss Rhonda on the rocks. There she is right there. She was on with us yesterday. She surprised us as a host yesterday. We had some really cool conversation. And we also shared a new episode of Rhonda on the Rocks that just dropped last week. And guess who was on the episode? We shared a clip yesterday. So y'all got to see it. It was yours truly. Yeah. Yours truly. Actually made it to the Rhonda on the Rocks show. So y'all do me a favor. Go and check that episode out wherever you stream your podcast. Apple Podcasts for sure. And Spotify for sure. And also YouTube for sure. Subscribe to Rhonda on the Rocks podcast. Go check that episode out. We were talking about grief, loss, other things like that. A really phenomenal, really phenomenal episode. I told you I don't ever go back and watch my own stuff. I went back and I watched that one, and it was a good episode. I got something out of it. So y'all go and check that episode out. Thank you for being here, Rhonda on the Rocks. Y'all give it up to Rhonda on the Rocks. All right, let's see who we got in here next. We've got, there she is, Bronya. There she is, Miss Bronya, or as we know, Brony Cat, saying good morning, Lock Stars. Have a fantastic Friday. She named today. I got to hit my gong. Have a fantastic Friday. I love that. Thank you so much. It says, we've made it. New goals for next week. Yeah, and that's the question, everybody. Are y'all going to set up some new goals for next week? Or do you just got to pick up on the goals? You just got to pick up on some, just some goals that you already started. And some of us got long-term goals. And you just got to get checkpoints. Good to have some good checkpoints in there. So there we go right there. Thank you, Miss Bronya, for that reminder. And hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, before I move on. There you go. I had to scroll down a little bit to find it. We got to find the church announcement lady announcement. Welcome to ZekeLive in the Morning. It's the original church announcement lady announcement. This was started this whole thing off. I got to find them. I take pride in reading yours. Welcome to ZekeLive in the Morning with host Zeke, Eric, Rich, and Rhonda, are you coming today? I don't remember if Rhonda's on today. I don't remember how that's church announcement, lady announcement. Grab your cup and let's dive into the weekend. Of course, I'm going to ask that question every time this comes up. What's in your cup today? What are you drinking? One of these days, I know we're going to get on here. Somebody is going to say, I got some noni. I just know it. I'm going to keep asking that question until somebody actually sitting in front of them in the morning. For me, I'm sticking to my coffee. Crazy thing, I was just thinking this actually. So this week, was for the next 21 days. We have 19 days now. My church is doing a 21-day consecration every October. And so, I was just thinking about that as I was pouring my cup of coffee, as I was replenishing it. I tell y'all all the time, I drink my coffee straight black. That actually started on a consecration. But now, sugar, I know for me, I cut out sugar and all that. And so then I was using creamer still, and it wasn't as sweet, but it was all right. Then it dawned on me, I said, wait a minute. Why is this so sweet just from putting cream in? So that was the first time I ever looked at the creamer bottle, and this might help somebody. Are you putting sugar and cream in your coffee? I looked at the thing on the creamer, and I love those flavored creamers. I looked at the ingredients list, the nutrition facts on the back. So much sugar was in that stuff. I was like, Lord, Now, of course, like I said, I was cutting sugar out. So be true to the fast I was doing. I cut the creamer out as well because it had sugar. I was cutting out things that had sugar in it. And I started just drinking the coffee straight black. And I think that has actually done wonders in my health. By just not starting the day off with that much sugar. Like, I mean, you talking like I had that with like a Danish donut or something. And don't let the skinny body fool you. There's no way in the world that all that sugar was healthy. Like, skinny is not a marker of health. And so, honestly, if you put a lot of sugar and cream in your coffee, I was just thinking about that when I was pouring this. But if you put a lot of sugar and cream in your coffee, reconsider that. I want to just challenge you to reconsider that, especially if you're getting a little older. Just reconsider it and really look into maybe some different flavored coffee and stuff like that. Because let me get off of that. But thank you for that, Brony Cat. Where is that at? Right there. There it is, right there. Thank you for that. It always reminds me to talk about coffee. But I did want to leave somebody with that. Maybe somebody needs to hear that. Don't put all that sugar and cream in your coffee today. Like, maybe somebody just needed to hear that. So that hit me when I was pouring this up. Anyways, thank you, Brony Cat. Now let's welcome on the stage, not on the stage, but on the screen. Hold on 1 minute. Y'all got to get ready for one of the mamas. So y'all know how I feel about the mamas of the show. I know I just saw her on here. I'm not making things up. Yes, she is Mama JP Rideout. That's Miss Johnny Rideout saying good morning. Everybody, I gotta read it the way she wrote it. Good morning, everybody. She said enjoy this fruitful, faithful, fantastic Friday. See, I gotta hit my gong real loud for that one right there. This fruitful, faithful, fantastic Friday. It is a good day. Be faithful to your call. Be faithful to the Lord of the day. And then also make sure what you're doing is fruitful. We had that conversation earlier. Like, be fruitful in the things that you do. Don't let it all be in vain. Thank you for that. Mama. Let me do this too while I'm on it. I forgot to do this earlier. The comments, they will show up on the side, bottom screen right there where my finger is pointing. On the bottom so you can see your comments. I told you I turn those on earlier. Y'all forgive me, charging my head, not my heart. All right, y'all. Y'all say hello to Miss Johnny Rideout. Y'all know how I feel about the mamas of the show. That's Eric's mama. And Eric, he's here, y'all. He's backstage. He will be on. He just taking a call. All right, y'all. Look who else I see in here. It's Miss Nikki Ford. Nikki. Hey, Nikki, you ought to be expecting a call from somebody that's either me or somebody calling on behalf of me. Please expect that call within the next week. Like, we just had a planning thing last night, and we're going to a concert coming up either end of November or top of a birthday / to celebrate the show. The birthday, just a celebration of all things Zeke-Live. I told you this. Eric, but it is kind of pat myself on the back. It's my birthday, doggone it. We're gonna celebrate. That's that Thanksgiving weekend. So mark your calendar now, like Black Friday and all that stuff. Mark it. I know if you have plans to travel, but if you're gonna be in the city, then there's that. But I do want to give you at least this, Nikki. I saw this in the comments where you said it was your birthday on Tuesday. Where did I just see that? Where did I just see that? I just saw it. I know I just saw you say it was your birthday. Okay, well, I thought I saw that. Oh, here it is right here. How I treat people. So this is what we're talking that conversation about. What good have you left in the world? How I treat how I treat people. I can't read. My birthday was this past Tuesday, and the outpouring of love to me, testament on how I live my life and treat others. You reap what you sow. I'm grateful. And it was her birthday, and with that, y'all wish Nikki a happy birthday. Very, very happy birthday to you, Nikki. I need that birthday song loaded. You know what? Something told me to find that song this morning too. Because I literally just this morning, and I didn't do it. I started loading something else up. I've got a crazy happy birthday song that you have to hear, but it's not in here. So anyway, you just have to take my happy birthday. So there it is. Let me push through these. Let me push through. Let's see here. Rhonda says she's proud of me for the 3 groupers. Zeke takes a week. That's how Riley cried. Yes, fall break. Yeah, we're doing all of that. I already said this shout out, Pastor Bill. We were talking about the second coming. You have to go. You got to hit the rewind button to hear what I said about that. It's one of those things. I don't know if I can repeat it on the YouTube, on Al Gore's interwebs. Let's see here. Mama, look here. It's Mama. Miss Sherry State. She said she's back. Y'all know she's been traveling. She be getting her travel on. She be living her best life out here. So y'all give it up for Mama. She's back. Of course, when you see that symbol right there. We've seen that symbol in a few days. What that symbol always means, and I love to say it. It reminds me. That's why you ain't heard me say it. Right? But family is more than the people you're born to. It's also people you choose, and you've chosen to be here with us, like Lock Stars. And so we are a Lock Star family. So thank y'all for always being today with us. Let's see what bro you say. When I tell people to have a blessed day, when I tell people to have a blessed day, I tell them that it is my plan to be happy. I like it. Yeah, plan to be happy. And was that Ernie on the organ? No, that wasn't Ernie. That was Terry Bradford. I guess that was Terry Bradford. I don't know. I stole that from Facebook and ripped the audio and uploaded it for a turkey moment. I figured I would do that. Oh man, look, we have to get into this conversation in a moment here when we get back. Of course, we'll be right back. But look at this. She just found out ICE is coming to her job. See, this stuff is real out here. And we're going to dive into a little bit of that conversation when we get back off of the next music break. But before we do it, let me say a couple more hellos. I'm just a little bit behind, just a couple more hellos. There goes Relentless. It's Relentless Jack saying, yeah. That's his signature hello. And today is Fight Friday. He is so violent. And then turns it into grace. Violent Grace. Y'all give it up for Violent Grace. Relentless. That's what it is. Today is Fight Friday, and I got to hit my gong for that one. Boom, boom. Gotta find the right screen. Oh, there it is. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Fight Friday says, send this to somebody you want to fight, but you're extending grace instead. And you can, yes, you can extend grace even when some people only learn the best lessons. Like my dad said before, they learn the best lessons when you get into it. They like some people, that is just how they are. Like, please don't be one of them. Let's see here. Who else we got? All right, Nikki said she's looking for the call. All right. Let's see here. Don't worry, you're going to get that call because we are going to be funny. I just told them, let's see. I'm going to start this comment. I'll put it on the screen. That's one for you, bro. We'll be talking about that. I see Rhonda and Trey going back and forth about, that's on the YouTube side. You got to be on the YouTube side to see that, y'all. Them going back and forth. And Trey told Rhonda he has somebody for her. And Rhonda is looking for it. Like Miss Brenda Rose, y'all give it up for Miss Brenda Rose. Tell her hello and good to see you today. My, like Johnny Gill. I see the my on this. I'm just gonna fill it in. My. Good to see you today. We're glad that you're here with us. Let's see here. Let's put this on. Sorry, we gotta put something on that. It's moving here. I'm trying to make sure I get to everybody. And check it out, y'all. It's my mother-in-law. She's here. Y'all say hey to my mother-in-law, Miss Sherry Panky. Say good morning, Lockstar family. It's Let Your Light Shine Friday. I gotta hit my gong for that one. Let your light shine. And like we were talking earlier, what positive impact have you left in the world over the course of this past week? Like, have you left something that makes someone happy? Have you left something that is positive in the world that will have a legacy and impact, or was it all selfish gain for you, yourself, and give myself an eye, but you yourself and just you. Be thine and thou. Just you. Like, were you doing that, or are you leaving something that outlives you, outshines you, outlasts you? So let your light shine Friday. Thank you for that, mama. Y'all tell my mama hello. And even my mother-in-law is wishing you a joyful birthday, Nikki. And look at that. Oh, man. Just all these people right here. All these people who are just wishing you a happy birthday, Nikki. Well, happy birthday to you. Let's do a music break right here. And when we come back, I think I'll be with me. I think so. He's talking to important people. When we come back, let's play some Afro vibes. When we come back, we will get into a conversation. You know, I don't know if y'all have heard this or not, but the Supreme Court has made it legal to racially profile with all these raids and all these other things that are going on. So let's just talk about it when we get right back. We're going to take a music break. He said he'll be back with us when we come back. So let's take this music break, and then we are back. Not me by myself, but with Mr. Eric Rideout.
Has no worry, and the sparrow has no care. Why should I worry when my Father owns the cattle on the hill? Why should I worry when my Father owns the silver and the gold? So I'm casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah, shower your blessings, yeah. I don't rush, shower your blessings, shower your blessings, Papa, shower your blessings, yeah, yeah. Shower your blessings, bountiful, bountiful, bountiful blessings, bountiful, bountiful blessings, they come my way. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. I don't rush, shower your blessings, shower your blessings, yeah. Papa, shower me your blessings, shower your blessings, yeah. Bountiful, bountiful, bountiful blessings, they come my way. So I will be anxious for nothing, supplicate for everything. Why should I worry about my problems when I can pray them off? Why should I worry about my troubles when I can pray my troubles off? So I'm casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh. So I'm casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. I don't rush, shower your blessings, shower your blessings, yeah. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah, yeah. Shower your blessings, bountiful, bountiful, bountiful blessings, bountiful, bountiful blessings, they come my way. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. I don't rush, shower your blessings, shower your blessings, yeah. Papa, shower me your blessing, shower your blessings, yeah. Bountiful, bountiful, bountiful blessings, they come my way. Abundant blessings, multiple blessings, bountiful blessings, come in my way. Abundant blessings, multiple blessings,
I love this song. Y'all know this is my jam right here. Y'all know this is my jam. Come on. Hey.
I do brush, shower your blessings, Papa, shower me your blessings.
My jam, y'all. I love that. Yep. That's a song with Bountiful. I love that song. I love that jam. That's my jam. Well, y'all, we is back. ZekeLive in the morning. Thank y'all for, of course, being here with us. A great way to start your day. We say that every day because it's been true every day since we've started it. Y'all. Hold on. Let me get something going right here. Let me see. I think I want to hear this track. Can you hear me now? You know, we got to like double check. I don't know. Anybody here to judge and let me know. Eric is here. He's somewhere. He gonna get him on the stage when he gets to the stage. But y'all, I don't know if y'all have heard this or not. But hold on a minute. Let me throw something on the screen here for you guys to be able to see. Give me one moment. Hold on. I'm going to find it because we're living in times that are, you know, again, I'm not trying to be no alarmist. I'm trying to, if it raises an alarm, that's the thing. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but if it's raising an alarm, then that means something needs to wake up on the inside of you that is waking up. And now you get a chance to see for yourself and think through for yourself. But check this out right here. Check this out here. Let's see if I can get it. There it goes. I think I get it. There it is right there. So in case you haven't heard, in case you haven't seen this, yes, the Supreme Court did give a green light last week, I believe it was. At this point, or maybe it was earlier this week, whatever it was. It's been very recent. For racial profiling by ICE. Now, here's the crazy part. I'd almost kind of forgot about this, and I was just scrolling through my photos, and this is a photo that I had screenshot and kept in my thing. I was like, y'all, they actually allowing like the racial profiling situation. This is why there's an issue with that. Number one, we know if you come from black, brown communities, other things like that, then you know already what that's like to feel like you were racially profiled. Driving while black. I mean, every black man has had, I won't say every black man, but I know a lot of black men, and a very large some of them have these weird stories of being pulled over by the police when they were doing nothing but driving, minding their own business, not doing nothing, and yet they got pulled over. I said, I know a lot of black men. I don't know if that sounds racist or not, but I'm a black man, so I guess I can say that. And so we understand what that feels like. Like, we know what it is to talk to our sons and our daughters and tell them about how to have a good traffic stop. We know what it is to have these kinds of conversations. Why? Because all under the guise of what essentially boils down to racial profiling. And so what is blowing me at this point is there's a bunch of black folks who are okay with this because they right on the same train and board of wanting to have folks who are, as they would say it, illegals out of here. Now, the problem with this is that what's written into the law, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. That means that the law, the idea of equal justice under the law means that if it's okay to racially profile for one group, then you do realize that means it's okay to racially profile for all groups. So the very things that we're fighting against and saying that we don't want happening in our communities, here's the Supreme Court greenlighting it for something else, which essentially creates an argument that it's okay to racially profile even in other circumstances and scenarios. Everything we've been trying to fight for and everything we've been wanting for all of our lives is just dissipating in front of us. And we got to be like, again, not trying to be an alarmist, but just understanding and recognizing then that this can create action that we can do on our part. For instance, you do realize the Supreme Court doesn't make any laws. You do realize that, right? The Supreme Court doesn't make any laws. They don't make laws. The only thing the Supreme Court does is interpret the laws that are already there and already on the books. That's the only thing they do in the Supreme Court. They interpret what's there, which means that if there are laws on the book that even left for them to interpret, you need to be calling the people who make the laws, the legislators, right? So, so when you see stuff like this, what are we going to do to reach out? Like, I don't know where you sit with where, immigration is and how ICE is doing these raids. I don't really know where you sit with that. I don't know where your belief system lies with that. I don't know any of that. And for the sake of this, it doesn't matter. But consider at least this fact right here. The Supreme Court greenlighting racial profiling can't be good for nobody of any minority in any situation, because they can, they will draw back to this case, like when it comes to something else. So next time a cop gets pulls somebody over and says, well, like we know that there were black people who were doing that, so we put we call on case such and such with the Supreme Court. Like, you do recognize that if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. That means that if it works for one group, then the argument works for another group and across a whole nother line. That's how legal works. That's how lawyers do. That's how they make cases. That's how they pull precedent from other situations, other things. So this is not a good thing. This is not something we like to see. This also means that areas where there are high Hispanic populations, this is what allows for that to happen. So now we're talking about ICE coming through Chicago, and we're actually getting ready. Like I've been talking about the last couple of days, that we're going to be next week and really just going through the month of October outside. Like we got every Tuesday marked off right now to be somewhere popped up or canvassing, knocking on doors to make sure people know their rights. And again, if you want to get involved in that, then you are more than welcome to volunteer some time. It will be out for, usually it goes about 2.5, 3 hours that we're outside. So, if we do a pop-up, we might do 3 or 4 hours, depending on where and what's going on. But, we could always use volunteers for that if that's your thing, if that's your bag. But you look at areas like over where I am, if you look at South Chicago, so where I am is South Chicago, Northwest Indiana. That's my area. Like that's where I live. That's where I live. Now my church, my office is Morgan Park, Roseland, and there is an uptick of Hispanic population in Roseland. So I'm saying this stuff hits very close to home. But for me, I live in essentially what is Little Mexico. Like I go that way as a taco shop. I go that way as a taco shop. I go that way as a taco shop. I go that way as a taco shop, and I love it. The Taco Bell doesn't do well over here. Like they're like the late night grab some fake tacos at nighttime food. That's them. Like, because there's too many amazing tacos around here. And I don't know if that sounds racist to somebody by me saying that, but I'm saying that like being where I am, there's a large Hispanic population, and being where I am, a lot of people are afraid like to go to work. A lot of folks are afraid to go like just to step outside because they see unmarked vehicles and like, is that a Chicago police or is that ICE or is that just some knucklehead off the block who owns some other stuff? Like, so now people are in fear for their lives. Like just seeing a car that looks funny, like that they don't recognize. You don't know if it's ICE, like you don't know if it's the police, like, and all of them can racial profile you now. Or you don't know if it's somebody that's out, one of these ops or something like that, right? One of these YNs that's out here that's causing havoc and wreaking havoc in our streets. So people are catching trauma and fear from every single angle. And then something like this comes along. And what do? What do we do with that? You know what I mean? Let's do this real quick. Let me bring to the stage somebody who always has some great stuff to say about this. Is my friend, my brother, the one and only Mr. Eric Rideout. He usually has something really good to say about these topics, and I don't know what just happened. Uh-oh. I think Eric froze up. Eric, are you there? Yep, well, he froze up. Yep, that's why he looks so still backstage. Oh, well, in that case, then, before I bring Eric up, let me bring up somebody else. Then I will bring her up, and Eric will come back. I think he's trying to get on. I think he's trying. He might be stuck. Well, anyways, I'm going to do this. Let's bring up to the stage my girl, my friend. Y'all know her. Y'all love her. She was here with... There you go. That is so wild. That's so wild. See, now they backstage. They can tell me when I'm going out. Y'all know her. Y'all love her. She was with us yesterday, and she is looking super fly back here with her glasses and her hair. Y'all welcome to the stage, Miss Rhonda on Xerox.
Woo!
Hola.
Good morning.
How art thou?
I'm doing great. It is Fine Friday. Hi.
Hey, Fine Friday. Uh-oh, I can hit my phone for that. Oh, man. How you doing? Eric was supposed to be here, but I think he froze up back there. That's why he's so still.
God don't like ugly. He don't like ugly.
He was so ready, too. It was like literally about to bring him up, and then he showed me the phone. Like, as soon as he was about to come up, he was like, I'm like, ah.
I know that life. I know that life very well.
Like as soon as it's like, now welcome to the stage. Hold on, wait. Like, one of them. And then finally he got ready. The screen is frozen up back there. So he'll come on when he's ready to come on. Yeah, we done made it to Friday. And I done started getting a little rambunctious talking about this topic here because like people are living in real fear, and I have an opportunity and a chance. I don't want to call it an opportunity on one hand, but still an opportunity to see people actually have to live with this kind of a fear. Because I live, South Chicago, Northwest Indiana, that whole hub that's like south under the South Shore, that's like Little Mexico. So I mean, everywhere you go, every which way that you go to, you're gonna find Hispanic populations. You go like down 106, for instance, over there by all the avenues, Avenue O, Avenue M, Avenue N. It's like most of the signs are written in Spanish. I mean, it's straight up Spanish over there. And so, I get to see people be in this kind of fear right around me, right amongst me. You hear it in the grocery stores. You hear the conversation, like the stuff that's spoken in English. Again, there's a lot of Spanish speaking over here. But you do hear it like in the grocery stores. You hear people like talking about this stuff. Let me ask you this question, because you work in the school system, and of course you work in safety and all that stuff. And I know you can't say everything, but I know you know how to kind of navigate the question if I just ask it raw. But how has this been impacting y'all, and what are y'all doing over where you are? I'll let you go for a minute, then I'm gonna bring Eric up to the stage. Yeah.
So we have had to implement just new safety initiatives, I will say, because we do serve a majority Black and brown population. We serve the most at risk, and so we've just implemented more safety measures in order to keep our students safe. It's definitely a conversation that's happening across the network in our campuses and our classrooms, because these students they have real fear, and not just for themselves, but also for their families. They leave at home hoping that their parents are going to be there when they return, and same vice versa for parents. A friend of mine, her parents became official citizens maybe in the last year and a half. And even they have this fear. Although they are officially U.S. citizens, they still have fear because, you just never know. I work in partnership with CPS Safety and Security, and one of their representatives and myself were at a campus, one of my schools, supporting the campus doing an investigation. And while we were there, he got a call that a CPS student had been hit by a car. This was on the news, so he got it like real time. A little boy, 9 years old, got hit by a car. His parents came to the scene, to check on him, and the father was taken by ICE in that moment. And the little boy ended up passing away. So that mom.
This was on the news. I missed this story. This was in Chicago.
The little boy getting hit was on the news, not the rest of it. It was in Chicago. Yeah. But when the parents arrived to the scene, the father was taken by ICE.
Jesus.
And the little boy ended up passing away. And if that doesn't arrest something in your spirit to have some type of empathy and heart for what that mother has to be going through.
What that father, that mother has, both of them, but that mother definitely, she's lost her husband.
Yeah,
and her son.
All in you don't wake up in the morning thinking that's how your day is gonna go. Yeah. You don't wake up in the morning thinking, when I come back to this house, my husband and my son are both going to be gone. One that I know I'm never going to see again, and one that I may never see again. So there's a lot to pray for. There's just a lot going on. And so from a spiritual aspect, we need to be in prayer for sure. But from a natural aspect, I think that you sharing all of the information that you're sharing is helpful because there are things that we can do. And I think about that mom ever since that day. That was about 2 weeks ago.
My God.
I think about her on a regular basis because you just don't wake up in the morning expecting your day to go that way. And
yeah. My God. Let me bring to the stage. Phil said, we've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok. And y'all know that old saying that I mean, at the end of the day, we have y'all. Like they pulled this right over the fact that, like, you know, that it's Mexicans, for instance, who, and even Puerto Ricans. I mean, the whole thing with Bad Bunny right now, like because he's gonna do the Super Bowl. Bad Bunny just got announced for the Super Bowl, and they're like, I can't believe somebody who hates America. They want him. He needs to be deported. And like, nigga, he's Puerto Rican. Like,
he's from America.
Yeah, gonna deport him back to America. So like to an American territory, deport him back to American territory, so that his American passport that he won't need to come back to America. It's like, what are we doing at this point? Let me bring to the stage Eric Rideout, because I know he got a lot to say about this subject. I was gonna bring him to the stage. I was about to try to find a track and everything.
You don't need none of that. This stuff is stupid. But Zeke, I said that months ago. I said that the government was gonna switch up and it was go. What I said they would come back with racial profiling.
Yeah.
And did you see what happened on 75th and on the South Shore the other night? In the middle of the night, they
came out there, long guns and everything else,
and
like
took
that.
kids outside naked, zip tied kids outside, separating from parents. Now the people going back into houses are destroyed, stuff thrown all over the floor, and you're innocent. And they took all them people, and they have some black folks the other day. I said that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
now,
they've been doing that as well. They went
been.
They were
lawnmower ain't been outside all day till I get on here. Now they want to start cutting grass, literally right now.
We can't hear it. Yeah, we can't hear it.
Okay,
but y'all know Pastor Chris Harris in Bronzeville. He was on live, and ICE was raiding the shelter, like in Bronzeville, y'all, like. Bronzeville, I ain't saying it's not like an uptick in Hispanic population because this happened all over the city. But at the end of the day, Bronzeville is still bronze. Like
black AF.
Bronzeville, the South Shore, same thing. It was a shelter, so they knew exactly where we were going. This is the result of racial profiling. But the other thing this does, because it's in these black communities, is that it terrorizes black folks all over again. Like
because we next. Nobody want to say it. Black folks is next. Now, next thing you know, they're gonna pull something with us, and now we got to get checked. And
that black superintendent in Iowa, did you see that in Des Moines? A black superintendent.
Wait,
they deported him.
Oh yeah,
recently. He's from
a black superintendent.
Yeah, because they say his paperwork wasn't right.
Guyana or something like that.
Yep, that makes sense.
I mean, he's literally a superintendent of a school and had been a special educator for years. Like, he's been here doing the good work. And
this I need another episode. This that I don't like. That. Y'all only put one more person on the stage real quick. He has missed all the months lately, but he been in school. Y'all welcome, because this is actually a good time for him to jump in too. Y'all know the work we do with Live Free Illinois, and we talk about a lot of stuff. This is the board director for Live Free. Y'all know him. He's been in the back comments. Pastor Bill Ellis, there he is right there.
It's Lock Stars. It's good to see y'all this morning. Man, it's been too long.
Too long. It's very, very too long. Yeah.
Come on. I'm glad I was able to listen. I've been away getting some information so I can have something to talk about.
There we go.
Come back. Man, this is crazy, ain't it? This is so wild and so weird. I remember Reverend Thurston, Stephen, he was with us Sunday. He did a great, man, listen, he preached, we had a great time. My church anniversary was awesome, right? And I got you, Zeke. I got you covered. Don't you keep going. I got you. All right. I'm covering my talent. I got you.
Y'all saw that accident. The cup was on the side. I was like, oh, it was almost all over the computer. Like, keep going. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all
be an issue.
To tear my computer up.
But Reverend Thurston, he had posted, making his post, and the principle of the post was, that we don't want, right? What we don't want and need is federal troops coming, federal occupancy, because now, of course, ICE federal agents, but because they are not trained to protect and serve. Their job is to defend and occupy, right? So there is no sensitivity in how they're dealing with American citizens and Chicago residents, none at all, and they don't have to have it. So, unfortunately, to echo what Brother Eric was saying, the sad part is, as he said, and we hope this don't start happening, but in some kind of way, it probably is, because history doesn't change; it just repeats itself. And the new characters now improvise on the script. So you got people with masks, right? Federal agents that don't have to show their identity, pulling up into neighborhoods of others. The only difference is now is they're not on horses with ropes.
And torches.
Hemming people up. Yeah, with doing that thing now. They legitimately have badges, right? They got the trucks out here, the vans out here, so we can put the paddy wagon, we can put more people in there. And the real challenge is, watch this. Unfortunately, because this is now becoming a thing, this is what the people voted for.
And that's the problem I have right there. Is what the people voted for. And here's the bigger problem I have. It was some of our people.
Well, you know what's even worse is that, like you said, Pastor, like you just said, Zeke, some of our people voted for this, and a lot of theirs voted for this. Now they all sitting back. This ain't fair. Well, this is what you wanted. I watched something with poor, no offense, white folks the other day saying I can't have surgery. It was hundreds of Trump supporters, thousands of them at some kind of rally. He's taking away our Medicaid. He said he was going to do it before you voted him in. He told you he was going to do that. And you thought it wasn't going to affect you because of your skin color. But that thing, what you just said, Pastor Bill, about ICE, how they were heard saying F these kids as they zip tied them, naked little kids outside. And they was like, the kids said, F these kids. There's on audio of them saying that about these children. They drug out the houses out their beds of the night with no clothes on, out in the air. Little boys and little girls naked outside. F them. That's what they were saying. So,
and to that point, it's because it right it further. So now Chicago has become a target.
Oh yeah.
Because the mayor and the governor, right, have made a public stand against Trump, and the President Trump has said, right, I hate my opponents, and I'm gonna make examples out of my antagonists, those who disagree. So guess what? The whole first thing that happened about I'm sending troops to Chicago, and we made a stand. I was out there. We made a stand because that's not what we want. That's not what we need. Okay. No problem. I got you. I ain't gonna send them now. I'm gonna show you who I am, and we're gonna play chess, not checkers. So we're gonna use Chicago as a training ground. Chicago has now become ground zero for martial law through the United States of America. Remember the movie The Siege, 1998. You have to go back to that.
Right.
I was a child.
Right? So there you go. So they're setting up. We've got an FBI training center here already.
Yeah,
you do know that. Yeah. We got the largest naval training center, Great Lakes. You know that.
Yeah.
All right. So guess what? We're just going to slowly build infrastructure. We're going to use this to now train our troops. And think about this, too. This was just mentioned the other day in conversation. My boss said this. There's no war right now for the United States military to participate in. So we got to give them something to do. You got to give these troops something to do.
Especially when they changed the name to Department of War. It's no longer the Department of Defense. It's the Department of War. I was watching, I'm one of those millennials who still gets their news from The Daily Show. So I was watching. That was a real study. Millennials get their news from The Daily Show back in the day, back when I was in college. But anyways, they were talking about bringing light to the fact that, first off, it's not an official name change. Only Congress can do that. So this is like a nickname, and it's costing billions of dollars to do all the placard changes, all the stationery, all the things that it takes to change, to take things from Department of Defense to Department of War. And that's not even the official name. I mean, and then we talk about what is a waste of expenses and stuff like that. So, I mean, like, it's little stuff like that they'll pull wool over your eyes for while making you feel like they're doing something by targeting people. Rhonda said something a moment ago where she said, like, if this doesn't jolt your heart. And so for me, it's not even the fact that it's just black folks and some Hispanic folks and other folks who cheer this on until it hits their household. At some point, there's people who claim to walk with Christ. It claims that they love the Lord and they want to follow his way and all of that. And then when it comes to some of this stuff, then we just drop off all of a sudden our humanity and really, because in the name of the law. So like Rhonda said, like, here's a young boy. She gave the example, young boy getting hit by a car. And then in the moment while all this is going on, the parents show up to the scene. The father gets taken away by ICE. Now here's a mother who has lost her husband and her child because the little boy ended up passing away. All of this happened at the same time. And we got Christians, black Christians on top of that, who are cheering it on. Like on two fronts, you should be disappointed. So now my question is like, where is the Christian heart at with that one? And Rhonda, like we brought you in because you work in the school system, right? Like you're right there. So you see the fear that's happening with these children, with these babies. Like, I mean, from your standpoint, Rhonda, I'll throw this to you and then maybe Pastor Bill can pick up on it though. What would you give like for people, if you had just like a way to just make a plea, because you have to deal with actual children and the trauma that goes with like thug life, right? The hate you give, like that's going to grow at some point down the line. So you're seeing them at a young pivotal age, dealing with trauma, with fear and all that. If you had to make a plea to people like, and on the Lock Stars, we most of us are Christians. If you had to make a plea to that, what would that be? I don't even know how to pose the question fully, but what would that plea be?
Man, I would just say, like, I guess my plea would be think down the line or think about the future. Like what is happening to our kids right now is going to impact them in the next 5 years, the next 50 years, right? If we have children that are built up with all of this anxiety, all of this fear, like how does that impact not just their mental health, but their physical health, their nervous systems, And so we have to think about the impact. Who's going to teach the kids that's coming after them, right? Who's going to be the doctors? Who's going to be the lawyers? Who's going to be the people cleaning up the streets, the next politicians, right? Like who is that going to be if our children are just like racked with fear and just unable to see their way?
Yeah.
It's just a scary world around them, and as kids, they shouldn't have to live like that, right?
Yeah.
Kids should be able to live carefree, go to school, come home. Just their life should be about fun and growth and character development. But instead, it's about anxiety, fear, taking on way more adult responsibilities, because if the father of the house gets taken by ICE, who's next up, right? Somebody else got to help make up that income in order for that family to survive. So then you have kids who are dropping out of school, truant, not showing up, not coming because they got to work. They got to figure out how to make, or which makes my job harder, they coming into the school selling pills, vapes, drugs, robbing people. I had some students the other day come into the school and say that another student who went there took their gun from them, their actual physical weapon, okay? And they were upset because he took their gun. But they were behind a house smoking, and I guess they ran out of weed and they wanted to keep smoking. They didn't have no money, so they said, well, we got to rob somebody. That's the only, that's the resolve. Not like, let's stop smoking and just figure it out. Their resolve was, shit, we got a gun. Like, let's just go rob somebody and get the money and then buy more weed. That's where our kids are. That is the mindset of children today. I'm not going to say across the board, but there's enough kids who think that if I need something fast, I take it from someone else. But the example of the government ain't much different.
Right. Because we can take away you. We can take away.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want. We don't have to ask nobody. We don't care how other people feel. We don't care how it impacts other people. Right now, I'm trying to get high. So even if I have to put a gun to someone's head at 7 o'clock in the morning, while they on their way to work, minding their business, doing whatever, so that I can get high. We gotta think about the future. We gotta think about our kids because, y'all, it is beyond your wildest dreams. I could tell y'all some stories, and you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah.
You, Miss Rhonda, you bring up such a such a caveat that makes this nuance like crazy because you started right, and I'm looking at the interconnection of relationship, parenting and children. We're looking at what now parents and children, especially in this context, if we're talking about isolating it now concerning ICE, those immigrants, migrants, also the issue of already the propaganda and programming of citizens and their kids. So like you said, it's a shame, but the programming from the kids, what they're getting nowadays, right? Not having the consciousness, the concept of hope or seeing beyond it, just I need to get high right now and, trying to be productive. That's one thing. That speaks to, unfortunately, parenting.
Yeah.
I mean, parenting. I've got a 15-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old daughter, and they trying to figure it out right now. So I get it, but they're blessed with me as their father.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though, right, I still got the job of figuring out how to guide them and guard them and navigate them because I can't predict what they'll do when they're with their friends because we were kids too, and I did some dumb. However, I thank God for grace that I'm covered, to this day. So I would say anybody here, just watching or anybody pass this message on, right? Take this from me today. Here's my message for y'all today. Encourage your peers that have children to be active, engaged, and involved parents. Please, right? Please make sure. Remember that it's 8 o'clock. Do you know where your child is?
Yeah.
Right? We grew up in that era where that happened. So that's one. I want to leave that. Definitely catch that, right? Be involved with your kids. Know what they're doing. Hey, we, like Zeke talked about, we grew up in different times. So we were parented a certain way. Now we're parenting our children certain ways. You know what I'm saying? Even if that door is closed, I'm walking in here as soon as I get ready to. I'm not knocking.
Right.
I'm gonna look in this drawer and see what's going on. Let me, I get it now. That's what my dad did to us. Rumbling through that kind of thing. So be there, be active, be involved. Now I want to throw this caveat out there, though. However, this is sad, but because now I like this higher, we do case studies and we have group discussions and we look at different angles of scenarios and situations. So I hate to hear that this man's challenge, this individual was challenged with having to go and deal with the tragedy and the trauma of the child being hit, by a vehicle, right? And then in this process, you get tagged, right, by ICE. Now you're arrested, now deported, and oh my God. However, though, don't y'all stone me and don't mute me yet, Zeke. All right.
This is ZekeLive.
We gotta look at the reality of the situation. Now, if you're in America and your paperwork ain't right, you're illegal. Right? And if you're illegal, then you've broken the law. And if you've broken the law, you gotta go through due process. So unfortunately, when you show up, your child just got hit, if your paperwork ain't right, you gotta get out of here. That's the bottom line. Sorry, I mean, we want to be sensitive to your child and your situation, but you're here illegally. So you gotta go. Bottom line. I mean, we want to evict illegal demons when they show up, right? We want to cast them out and rebuke them and send them back to outer darkness. But when the immigrant shows up, they didn't go through the process. They didn't do the paperwork. So that was crazy, right? When you look into that story about the African man who was superintendent of the school district in Iowa. He actually was doing good work. He had a good hustle, but his visa had expired years ago. I mean, I ain't knocking the man hustle because he was actually hustling right? He was hustling well. But so now on that, right? Are we mad? Are we upset because the government may actually be finally doing what they should be doing, which is addressing people that are here illegally or people that are involved in illegal activities? And now we got to bring the law in to address it.
Yeah, it's a good point though.
This is my. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, for me, it becomes like not even about the idea of what was legal versus illegal, but the manner in which it has to happen. Maybe like some. So, and then the fact that now, in order to get to an end, a lot of times we say the ends justify the means. So now the fact that one of the means, what started this conversation originally, like, was the Supreme Court now green lighting the ability to racially profile so that ICE can do their job. The problem with the ends justifying that one means is that now there's going to be a reciprocal ability for those same for those same means to be justified to reach other ends that maybe we don't see coming down the line. So, for instance, if it's okay to just snatch up a child, yeah, that may be here illegally. Yeah, that may be the case, but we can snatch them up, throw them in a cage. We don't have to give them like basic rights and other stuff like that. The Supreme Court says that's okay. And the way that we found you was that we looked at you, we said, you just look like you don't belong here. Let me ask the question. So because now that's all possible and okay, then somewhere down the line, this turns into, to put Eric back in there, this turns into, you just look like you have to know good. You got a hoodie on your head, Trayvon. You got some Skittles. And what our research shows is that people who have Skittles and Arizona iced tea wear hoodies is probably in a gang. We have the right to pull you over. Zimmerman was okay. He could totally do that because you look suspicious and there's a precedent for him to be able to do so. So for me, it's the ends justifying the means argument that is like, yeah, there's that bottom line, but then there's also this other side of where humanity just gets lost in it. Eric, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's just to me though, and I agree with that part too. But I just feel like at the same time, man, if that's the case, if they're going to go off of that, then wouldn't that mean those people are illegally in the country, right? So wouldn't that apply also to us then? Black folk, we didn't ask to be here. We're not, to me, I feel like this, man. If the Statue of Liberty says, give us all of these people, you're tired, you're poor, scratch that stuff off if the country don't mean it. It seems like they're about to do that. Yeah, just scratch that out. But I do on one hand, I get it. Like if you're here legally, then legal is legal, and it's not a gray area. But on the flip side, like you said, Zeke, at the same time, now you're giving legal jurisdiction or push to a bunch of people who may not have morals anyway, or some may have racist attitudes anyway. You're giving racist behavior in some cases, or thug behavior, or rowdy behavior to people who don't have discipline anyway. So now you've given them the license to do what you need to do. That in turn is I'm telling you, I give it a year, 2 years, or before, or God, if this man don't evaporate before his presidency ends, or if we make it through the end of his presidency.
We already missed one rapture, Eric. You made that rapture.
Yeah, I made that one. But no, what I mean is,
I don't know.
Right, with him, that's the most dangerous person in the world. Is who runs this. He's, to me, one of the most dangerous people. And if he makes all 4 terms, God forbid, I bet by the end of this term, remember I said this today. Oh yeah, I believe in evaporate people. It's going to be something. We next on some kind of platform. We next in some form. It may not be being deported, but something with us is about to be next. Watch.
Well, so
it's going to be either some parts of civil rights, some parts of the DEI thing. They already started. Think about it. They just went into the slavery museum and took and took down the dairy. They went to the slavery museum and they're going in taking out the pictures of the slaves because President Trump said that shows the negative America. They're taking down all the black museums. They're taking more Martin Luther King's bust have to do with anybody in the White House. They took that down. They took down the pictures of Obama. They took all this kind of stuff. They're erasing us out of history. Wow.
So to that point, Eric, what I mean, the agenda has already been set, right? We see the agenda
been set
already
for a
been
long
set.
time because they got concentration camps already in the United States for us. It's already set.
There you go. And here's what's crazy too. So you consider this again. Two wings on the same bird.
Yep.
And so now they baited and switched. We know that, right? The whole LBJ situation back in the civil rights and the Republican Party, Democratic Party. And if you think about this, so now President Trump, as an unsuccessful businessman, entrepreneur, actually the greatest business decision he's ever made was to switch parties and play the parties against each other so that he could become president. So then you look at the irony in that, right? All of your other business ventures failed, but you learned enough about how to code switch and play both sides against the middle that you could become the president of the United States of America. And now using that, they're exposing further the lack of substance that the Democratic Party actually has to offer the people that it's catering to. So now we're waking up to realize, and now we're forced with this challenge, right? How Christian are you, or what kind of Christian are you?
Right.
And then now, are you, because we've deconstructed and we've decolonized, do we even want to claim to be Christians, or do we want to now go back to being followers of the way? Or Essenes? Do we want to go all the way back to claiming, different labels?
I don't think they're trying to rock with the Essenes like that. The closest thing to that is probably the Hebrew Israelites. Strictness of it. But I mean, it does call that into question, and that's where my heart actually goes, because I get it. The world gonna be what the world is gonna be. They gonna do what they gonna do. It just is what it is. Like, the world is this world, and in this world you will always have trouble. But it becomes like, for the Christian mind, to me, is where I start getting a little bit weary with folks, because I start saying, like, how in the world do you claim that and then cheer on empire? Like, the two things never go hand in hand. Like, it's like the Jesus who stood against empire, then some kind of way empire overtakes the movement every single time. But the problem is, history keeps showing us that every time that a religion takes over an empire, whether it be Christianity or not, but especially Christianity, every time, and at least in this Western culture, every time that happens, the empire fell and the religion fell with it. So I always bring this up when I go to Europe. You go to some of those countries, look through Scandinavia. Every Scandinavian country has, not every, but most of them, they all have a cross on their flag. It's a cross. That is a Christian cross on Norway's flag, Sweden's flag, Denmark's flag. Those are Christian crosses. If you survey the population in any of those countries, they were once upon a time, not even 100 years ago, 100% considered Christian. You survey that now, and you've got something, maybe like 30%, something like that, who will adhere to Christianity, at least claim it. And the participation, like going to church, doing other things like that, is even lower than that, like under 10%. Now, is there any coincidence that we see the same thing now happening in America? The more the religion tries to take over empire, then as people push against the empire, they have to push against the religion with it, because the two have been married and merged as one. So now you look at the numbers in America. Now, indications say that Christianity will continue to rise on a global scale. But here in this country, that's what you see in the trend.
And so what you see now then, Zeke, is you have the battle of trying to preserve fundamental Christianity and now furthering liberation or liberal Christianity. And that's becoming an issue, because liberation and liberal are not coincidental.
Yeah.
And the liberals, of course, are the issue politically for black folk because they neutralize even where we draw the line on how liberal we're actually going to be. Because in our communities, right, there's a different what we accept, how we accept it. But, you know, if we get into that, now we got to go back into what we have to do is reassemble black culture and collaborate community. Well, actually, we got to create black culture. I mean, because black American culture is hip hop because we don't have a true ethnicity per se to identify with right here as black Americans. So, but I'm saying that to say again, because now you've got all those different Christian denominations, right? We've had that conversation and how they identify differently. But the Republican Party is bringing legalism, conservatism as God's created order. So again, watch this. We don't mind entertaining the immigrant because the Bible says to treat the foreigner with, but they got to go through due process. They got to go through the paperwork. They got to become citizens in order to receive what we have to offer. So it's like saying, you can come to our church, you can come visit our church, because that's become a real conversation and thing, right? So even if black people go to a white church, you're not accepted to the space where you're able to express your culture in fullness and acceptance and comfortability. So then now it's a matter of assimilation. So you can come and be a part of us, but you must assimilate to our ways. That's colonization. That's dominion theology, because that's what they're saying. That's what God told us to do. Go over across the water to the other side. There's a land I've shown you. Go take that land. It's the promised land. You're the chosen one, and drive out all those who all of your opponents. You drive them out, and you got Bible to do it. And so that's what they're doing, right? They're bringing that back to say, so to your point, there's a revival on college campuses now. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
There's a revival on college campuses where they are now bringing back. This is the second coming. Y'all want to talk about the second coming? This is the second coming. They're resurrecting fundamental evangelical theology in the name of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. I agree.
And somebody who, and you fall in this line, Pastor Bill. I know Rhonda falls in this line because we were there together. When you come out of a predominantly white institution that is evangelical in its beliefs and all that stuff, like, because it's one thing to be in a predominantly white institution, such as a job in the corporate world, school space, other stuff. That's one thing. But when you add that other layer of Christianity behind it, because you pick up a lot of good stuff we may not have learned in our black churches, or stuff we may not have like seen, you know, like the way they did praise and worship, beautiful. Like, I mean, all these, and you pick up on this stuff, you find the beauty in it. But if you're not careful, you can lose yourself in the midst of it. So there's some people whose names I sometimes have to try my best not to say their name on here. And when I start talking about them around, to be like, oh yeah, that nigga, like, you know, because we know exactly who we're talking about. But there's a certain level of grace that I still have for them, because while fishing in this sea of trying to be yourself and being in a space where you really truly cannot be yourself because someone has told you that this is the standard of Christ. And so you have to die to yourself and put yourself down.
Your black self.
Christ standards. But the problem with Christ standard is that it looks oddly similar to you. Like, it looks, the standard that you said was Christ looks just like you. It looks with a certain haircut, and it has a certain way that it speaks, and it listens to guitars when it's praise and worship.
They don't have beards.
Yeah, there's no beard and earrings to this version of to this standard.
It's funny you said,
no,
you know.
So I have to look white and I have to think in order to be Christ. And so the merging of it, and so when the pushback ends up happening, because that's the only thing I can see happening from this is like everybody's doing it, like you said, in the name of Charlie Kirk. The only thing I can see happening is that there's going to be a pushback. And they'll create just more chaos in the world. Go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry.
You know, I'm just laughing because you said no beard. I saw an evangelical pastor the other day, Pastor Ellis, say, and ain't no man of God running around here with a beard on his face. And I'm like, Jesus had one. I never understood that, how we can say it's wrong and the Lord had one, you know. And then somebody asked him, Jesus, well, that was his culture, but he was still you can't do that. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But it goes back to what you said, Pastor Bill. Black people have been colonized forever, and it's still happening in different little compartmental ways, right? And everything's taken. We're not good enough to be at the table. We're good enough to make the table. We're not good enough to be in the conversation, but we're the conversation. We're not good enough to spend our money, but the things we do, you spend your money on. We are the most exploited. Our Hispanic brothers and sisters are coming into it. You know, now on the flip side with some of them, I'm not being funny. When we went through a lot of those things in different situations, when President Trump was saying the things he was saying, a lot of them were taking his side and saying Black people need to pull themselves up. They need to. Now we need, hey, our Black brothers and sisters, can y'all help us? You know, where was that at when he was talking about, you know, stuff with us? It wasn't equal. Now they all please, and you see it all over TikTok. Blacks, we need y'all to stand with us. But just when the George Floyd guy was killed and Black people were marching right here in Chicago, you had certain Mexican gangs and Hispanic people outside. Don't come in our neighborhood. Y'all still over there. That's y'all problem. You people. He was a thug. He was this. Now when they come to snatching them up out the house, Black people, come help us. No. I mean, and I have a heart for people, so I'm not saying no. Like, I'm just saying no to that fact of when we needed you all, you were nowhere to be found. Not all. So now we're the commodity of the whole world. That's the sad part. We're the biggest commodity and the most hated. Black women are the most educated, but the most hated. Black men are the most envied and the most hated. You know, but we make everything. Everything we got, we made it. And from the cars to electricity to the toilets, the internet, the Black women who figured out how to go to space. What's the other thing? GPS. A Black woman created that. The whole GPS thing people use. Everything that they get.
Technology for FaceTime and stuff. I had it on the pre-show. That I forgot her name, or just slipping my brain right now. But Black woman, she was behind the technology. What we had for FaceTime and what we're doing right now. Like the technology for us to do this right now. There's a Black woman behind that. Yeah.
And we don't, but they steal it and put their name on it.
That's why we got to celebrate ourselves. Rhonda, you are the most educated person on here. Look at you.
Thanks.
Y'all, let's do this. Let's take a quick music break and we're going to come back. Pastor Bill, you going to stick with us to the end?
I'm going to be here. I'm here. Listen, I'm here today. They about to do a show. Richie Guy, you got a show. I'm in the office. Listen, let's get to work.
Bet. We're going to talk future plans. We're into the last quarter of 2025. I'm already on 2026.
Yes, sir.
And as my old college professor, president would say, finish strong. So we're going to finish strong as people are walking into this new quarter. Pastor Bill, you talk about the new year. And so there it is right there. So we'll talk newness. But for right now, let's take this music break and we'll come back with all of us, including Pastor B. Rich Holmes, past star extraordinaire. And we will be right back, y'all. Hey.
It's within my nature. Sometimes when I live righteously and holy, why do I have to go astray? Forever want your eyes on me. Mwari inindo funga kuti tatata papi. It's all me. I know. The evidence all around me. You are here, I know. So stay with me. Oh, Papa God, won't you stay with me? Yeah. From my name. For Munoti, I'll rise again. Irindo funga kuti tatata papi. It's all me, I know. The evidence all around me. You are near, I know. So stay with me. Oh, Papa God, won't you stay with me? Yeah. For my nanny, stay with me. Say you'll be there. Stay with me, Papa. Don't turn your face away from me. I know this life without you it's lonely. I'm overwhelmed. Please don't turn your face away from me. I know this life without you it's lonely. I'm overwhelmed. Stay with me. Oh, Papa God, won't you stay with me? Yeah. For my nanny, stay with me. Say you'll be there. Stay with me, Baba. So stay with me. Oh, Papa God, won't you stay with me? Yeah. For my nanny, stay with me. Say you'll be there. Stay with me, Baba.
Yo. That was Stay With Me. Of course, I love that song. Anatolia, appreciate that. That beautiful art that she has given us with that Stay With Me. Anyways, y'all, we are back. We've been having some good conversation on today. I got a full house today, y'all. I feel like the people love me. I got a full house. We are coming right on back right now. But if you haven't done, please do these things. Please, pretty please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe. If you're on the YouTube side, matter of fact, let me go ahead and show you what those places are. That's not even the right screen. That's the right screen. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe. You can hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, all that stuff for the YouTubes. And then, of course, on Facebook as well, you can follow us and do all that stuff. We have great conversations over here. I want to just throw this reminder at you that next week we're taking off ZekeLive in the morning. I need a little bit of rest. I just got to take a break, y'all. I just got to take a break. I was supposed to be doing some of that this week, but I got busy doing other stuff. And that's the work we do. But next week, y'all, I love y'all, but I got to take a break. And we'll be doing some revamping and other stuff like that. So we will, like I said, we will be back. We're not gone forever. We'll be changing stuff out, trying some new platforms, other stuff like that. All right, y'all, we are back. We've been having good conversation. And so now, I asked this question earlier, and I'm going to get everybody back here on the stage. But I asked this question a little bit earlier. I asked the question, I said, what have you done this week that has left a lasting impact? Have you done anything that's left a lasting impact? And I made the argument that you really have. You probably just haven't thought of it as such. But now that you at least got that on your mind, what can we do moving forward into the future? Of course, this is the last quarter of the year 2025. Y'all, I can't believe it. It's the last quarter. I feel like I just got married yesterday, and that was on the first day of the year. And we're already into the 10th month of the year, which means, it's the last quarter. So my question to you is, what are you doing? What are the goals? What are the things that you're working on? I know I got some stuff that I got to stay true to. I got to remain true to and see through. And my management team has been on me about it. And we've been coming up with plans, doing all kind of stuff with that. So now my question to y'all is, what are y'all working on? So let's get everybody back to the stage, including Pastor Rich Holmes. I'm just going to, let me see. I got to bring them up kind of one by one-ish. Let's see here. Rhonda on the, wait a minute. See, StreamYard, why they do this? Rhonda on the rocks. Eric with the pause. Pastor Bill Ellis with what looks like Harriet Tubman. I can't tell. Is that Frederick Douglass? I'm so blind I can't see.
Black Jesus.
Oh, Black Jesus. See, look at that. Y'all,
I was just about to say that's my savior that they nailed to the cross.
Black Jesus.
How much as you get older? Because I can't see it.
I don't know. That's Gerald from 95th Street. On that.
I know him. That's Gerald.
That's the homie Jesus. The homie Jesus.
And then also to the stage, y'all give it up for this man. We call him Pastor. It's the one and only Rich Holmes.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? Zeke Live in the morning.
Yeah, ZekeLive in the morning. It's a party today. I like the other setup. There we go. Yeah. Let everybody stretch out a little bit. Just had us in a line. Just I don't know. There it is. All right, that works. Y'all can see us all. There we go.
Yeah,
I'll make it work. Let me say a couple of hellos here. We got a few people. Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen is in here. Rhonda is definitely making sure that y'all know that me taking a week is the rallying cry that everybody's been trying to tell me to do. And I'm like, no, we can come on back. Let the people need us. The people got to see us. People got to see our face. Shout out to Mama Pastor Cynthia Cohen. Yeah, look at that. She said,
I see your sister-in-law comment.
Yeah. Who else on there?
Your sister-in-law made her comment about her being acknowledged at work, and they took her picture down. That's crazy.
Where? Oh, right here. That's my
sister-in-law.
I know she looked like my sister-in-law. I know.
Oh, sure do. That ain't her. I thought it was. Oops.
I know she look all young and spry. That's
that's
my
mama.
Yeah. I know she'll love to hear you call my sister-in-law because that means my mama be walking around doing that. I don't know if y'all mamas be doing that. Like when y'all was a little younger, be like, I'm not his mother, I'm his sister. Like, no, you're not. Hey,
no, you're my mom.
Right. Like, I don't have a 50-year-old sister.
Lehman does. But anyway, what's going on?
Anyways, y'all, Rich Holmes, let's start with you. What's up, man? How you doing today?
Hey, man, it's good. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day. Glad to be alive and glad to be sitting here with Zeke Live and all you great people. Oh, my goodness. I ain't seen your face in a minute. Pastor Bill and Jesus, I'm glad you walking with him. Amen. Holding his hand through it all. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Good to see all y'all faces. And Zeke Live, of course. Got to say hi to you. But all is going well, man, on this side for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. We've been having some heavy conversation.
Okay.
We had the woo side. We had the woo.
Oh,
at least
man.
get the people thinking. The people at least are thinking, and that's good. That's all good and everything. But through that light, of course, we're in the final season of not the final season, the final quarter of 2025. And of course, anybody who's a sports fan of anything like basketball, football, that final quarter is big deal. It's a big deal, especially if you got a big player on your squad. And, I think we got the biggest of the players on our squad. We got Black Jesus on our squad, so I think we got the best player on our squad, which means that the fourth quarter, no matter what the score may look like right now, it can still turn out real good. You can still leave something with lasting impact. All that. Rich, since you just got here, I'm gonna throw it to you first. Give the people something. Tell them, like whatever. I don't know, like what are we working towards? What are we trying to, how are we checking in with, what are we doing?
So on this fourth quarter, for me, I really focus on my identity, understanding who I am and operating in who I am, as well as practicality things of being healthy. As you guys know, I'm working on my health. So that's something I'm finishing strong. I'm finishing, making sure I'm eating better, making good choices, healthier choices with everything I'm doing. So that's something I would encourage everybody. I believe my health is our wealth. Your health is your wealth. And so we've heard that, but now to read about it and see it taken in action in life, actually for this journey, oh my goodness, it's helping me to want to be better and better in my health for sure. And what's helping me with that is understanding my identity. I don't have to live from a place of being sick. You don't have to die from something. You know what I mean? You can live a life that can be healthy and live a journey that can be healthy. So that's something I'm doing as I go with the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. You just say so you don't have to die from something. Like you can.
You don't. Like some people think you have to die with something. Like you don't have to die with something, right?
Yeah.
You can be healed and still live a great life and just go home on that, because you went on home, God called you, whatever. But I'm just saying I'm working on living that type of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's probably for somebody. Like I went on a tangent during the morning shout outs earlier about
Sure.
this coffee, because we in the I think it was 3 years ago. That's when I first got to APC. We were doing the 21-day consecration that we on right now, and I cut out sugar. That was part of my fast, was to cut out sugar, but I
Yeah.
was still using the creamer, and I realized my coffee was still mad sweet. I'm just like, well, like I'm not using sugar, but my coffee is still sweet. I expected the flavor. And that was the first time I ever looked at the back of a nutrition thing on a creamer bottle, and I realized, like, oh my God, there's more sugar in this than is in the sugar itself. Like this is crazy. Like, so I cut the creamer out and I went back to black coffee. And like it's crazy because like I never picked sugar and cream back up after that. Like, but also with asthma, it's actually helped. Like they used to make us drink black coffee when I'd be having like an asthma.
Weird. Okay.
And I used to hate it. But now I've learned a love for this stuff. So, but like, that's to your point of health and having like making like habits and choices that
Choices, stack them days.
Yeah.
Stack them days up. And have you guys ever noticed, like, when you cut out sugar? I don't know if y'all ever cut out sugar, but cutting out sugar, I did it for about 35 days. But when I finally had sugar again, or I can taste anything that don't have sugar, it's like I can taste the sugar in it. I can taste the sugar in bread. I can taste the sugar in everything that's not a candy bar or anything like that. I think that's fascinating to me, man. That was something.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Rhonda, like, have you noticed a real? We got you in real time, Rhonda Reimagine. I mean, have you been really able to notice that? Because you really had to cut out a lot of the sugar and the stuff.
Oh yeah, even sugar free stuff is too sweet because it has like sugar alcohol.
Yeah, that part, yes.
And like those little packets, like Crystal Light and stuff like that. I can't drink that in a regular 17-ounce bottle of water.
Wow.
It's like Kool-Aid. Like it is like I have to put in at least like 30 ounces of water to be able to like everything that I drink has to be diluted.
Have you tried ice? The ice drink?
Oh, it's too sweet.
Too sweet.
I can do like a fourth of that.
Yeah.
And like ice, those like sugar-free, like different flavored waters.
Yeah. Those are good. Yeah, the carbonated joints.
Yeah, so I can
you can't drink
those of that in like 24 ounces of water.
Wow.
Because other than that, it's just too sweet. It's just I even like I started drinking diet ginger ale because I love ginger ale. I was
same.
And now it just I'm like, it's too
so
sweet.
It's nasty.
Everything is
everything. Syrup in there though. All our pops got syrup in it. Like I'm telling you go overseas. Like if y'all ever be overseas, like just like ask for a 7-Up. Trust me, like 7-Up.
It's way different.
Way different experience. Like one of my favorite things when I get to Europe and I order, like I'm not a big pop drinker, but when I get over there, a 7-Up, it's so crisp, it's refreshing. Yeah. You have one over here, and it's just like it goes down smooth, like syrup. Like it's just like like this. Where's that? Like like Brony Cat said, she used raw sugar. Like they use raw sugar and that stuff versus the syrup stuff. But it made me wonder, Rhonda, like, could you really tell the difference? Because with the surgery you just had, like
everything
changed after surgery, or was that you started to notice that before?
I mean, before surgery, I wasn't like a super sweet beverage person. I do like cake, cookies, that kind of stuff. But now it's intensified times 20. Like I can barely, like I need very, very little of whatever it is, and then the rest has to be water.
Yeah.
I put like a ton of ice in it, and even like protein shakes. I mix protein shakes with water because they're too sweet. They're just.
Is that the same for people that? I heard this from somebody.
Well, with coffee, but coffee.
Oh yeah, I seen you do that.
I have a question. I had somebody that had a surgery, and I'm not saying this for you, but is it true that even if they have alcohol intake, it don't take that much anymore for them?
Oh yeah, that's what I've heard. I haven't had alcohol, but one shot.
Like cut water, it takes them out of here.
If you can drink a whole cut water after. At least at this stage, I'm only 3 months post-op. So I can't imagine. Like, I genuinely
No.
can't. First of all, I can't imagine finishing an entire can of a beverage, period. But then the other part of that beverage being a high alcohol content. Yeah, my friend told me that she drank like a half a glass of like some type of red wine or something a few months after surgery, and she blacked out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because your body just metabolizes alcohol differently. So,
Wow.
and think about it, like if you think about a baby, that is equivalent to how I eat and how I function now in terms of digestion. If you give a baby a shot of alcohol, they're gonna be messed up.
Yeah.
Why? Because their systems.
Who's giving a baby a shot of alcohol? No, I'm playing.
You
You never know in 2025.
We are
I know
mandated
somebody that
reporters.
did it.
Everybody on here.
You don't know
Mandated reporter. The two clergy. I
No.
don't know about Eric, but
I know somebody that did it. They used to put it on the what do you call it? The pacifier, and he was acting the fool. Like, he run around like, yeah.
I was gonna say that's an old school country
That's old
method right
school.
there.
Go to
As
sleep.
soon as I asked the question, I knew. Like we watch out for Karen, y'all.
you
watch
are
out for Karen. Yeah, watch out.
you are a mandated reporter. If somebody is doing that and you know of it, you have to report it.
Someone call 911.
That was before I was a mandated reporter.
DCFS. But no, you do metabolize alcohol a lot differently. So my goal is my birthday is in December. I'll be 6 months post-op. I would like to have some champagne on my birthday, but we'll see.
That's great. It sounds like you had a complete reset, Rhonda. You reset so that you can listen. That'll preach. You got rid of the old and you're starting over new. Tell God, thank you.
Rhonda reimagine, Rhonda reset. Like, look at that. I just be coming up with all kind of names for Rhonda.
You do.
Prophet on the rocks. That's what.
Prophet on the rocks. That's my favorite one.
That actually works. That would be good. You have a segment, Reset with Rhonda, where you talk about like changing, reevaluating, and getting rid of
Hold
what
on, let me put this in my notes.
bringing in what does
A
work.
handy dandy notebook.
This is right. This is what happens. This is the power of the kimono, Rhonda. This is the power of the kimono.
Not the kimono, Eric. The kimono.
Let me see. I'm gonna throw it to Eric. Actually, let me see, Eric. What do you? Because Eric, y'all know Eric got big dreams and stuff. Rich said the first time he had to call Eric, and had to talk to a manager for Eric. What was like, hey, Eric got a manager now. Like, dang.
Yeah, you gotta talk to the manager now. Yeah. But no, for me, man, it's just making, like Rich said, making healthier life choices, right? That's one thing. Number two is I've just made up my mind, man, this year. I said going to next year, I believe in entrepreneurship 100%. I want to go into 2026 working for myself. I've done it before and it worked. Not knocking. Now, I'm not telling anybody just quit their job. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I think God has given believers ways. I think at a certain age, like Pastor Bill, you get what I'm saying. Rich, Zeke is well Rhonda. Well, Rhonda's young, but she might get it too. Is that when you get to certain
I'm younger too. Hold on, how I get thrown into the
older, youngest. But when you get a certain age, you learn over years different types of skill sets that can always keep you working and keep you involved in something.
Yeah.
So for me, man, that's really big.
Pause.
Working, super pause. Like, go to somebody else and come back to me after that one.
No, we got Pastor Bill and Pastor Rich on here. We can be
There's four dudes on here, man. You got
yeah, man. Rhonda, turn the camera on.
If Rhonda was here, we might have let it slide, but with four dudes, we got to
Rich, you can't say that either. Rich, that's a pause.
Rhonda wasn't even on the screen when you said that.
No, I just had to pause Rich. I just had to pause Rich. He said, well, you can just let it slide. Wait, pause. Can't do that either. We can't do that. So back to what I was saying.
Black Jesus. Oh, Black Jesus.
I'm just, and that's for me. Like, I got some ideas. I'm reopening up my management company officially, moving all the clients I deal with, moving them under. I got some new people. I'm putting together a team of people. I leave next week for Dallas. We get ready for Fred for the tour. What is it? Detroit Legends. It's a lot, man. Planning Ty Tribbins, working on a friend of mine for some stuff. So it's a lot of stuff happening. But as far as me personally, like I said, it's the health thing. It's educating myself more being more vocal, stepping out on this platform, doing some stuff I'm be doing too online. And that's pretty much it. I just feel like, I've given enough time in all these years for other people, working for them, work for myself.
Listen, y'all, the way y'all be telling me to take a break and rest, is the same way we be telling Eric, like, nigga, like, why you ain't a millionaire, bro? Like,
yeah, I'm
like,
about
why you
to
ain't
be
got $1 million to loan me, Eric? Like, because
2026, I'm working for myself.
Yeah. Eric know everybody. Like, Eric done put so many people on. Like, this is real talk. Eric done put so many people on. Like, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it. Like,
and starting now, and that was that generation. Now it started with a whole nother.
Yeah.
And so I encourage everybody who's watching, man, step out in faith and try it. I mean, I'm not saying step out and make a fool of yourself, but you know what though? At the same time, man, sometimes I think it happens. Even when you step out,
it's only
everything has hard.
It's only crazy till it happens. Like,
yeah. So hey, try it. But that's it for me.
Yeah,
and
I like
I'll be going to Indianapolis tomorrow. My baby girl she moving to Indianapolis with her brother. So yeah. I went at first. I was like, you ain't going nowhere. But I thought about it. It's her older brother. My daughter's brother's older, has a great job, nice big house. Moved her in. Said you ain't have to pay rent for the year because Deja's taking law classes, and she's in law school. So this is working under a prominent black attorney in Indianapolis, and it's only an hour and a half, 2 hours down the street. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, get to your baby girl. Y'all know Eric loves his daughter.
And she been with me her whole life. So tomorrow we moving her down at her brother's house. I'm gonna be all tough. Then I get home and come home and be all emotional the whole night.
He gonna cry in the car. He gonna cry in the car.
No. Cause my mother and them will be in there. I can't do it with them around. I have to wait till I get home. But no, that's it for me, man.
Let's see. I don't know, Pastor Bill, how you finishing the last quarter of the year, or for you, it's a new year. We've been talking about the new year. I'll let you talk a little bit about that. Yeah.
Come on, Happy New Year, 5786. That's right. We crossed over
we
Rosh
did.
Hashanah, moved into Yom Kippur. We celebrated the atonement. Now we just moving forward. So we get the benefit as believers of working off 2 calendars. Wow. How about that as an illumination?
That's what the rapper guy said. He had
that's what I'm saying. How God's timing works. Listen, one of these calendars is going to get my blessing to my house.
We know whoever that apostle, the prophet with the calendar, we know he was wrong. Yeah, we know he was.
One of these calendars got to work, Lord.
Lord.
Gregorian, one of them. Come on.
So I got 3 things real quick. While y'all were talking, I was like, let me put it together. All right, so I think the best thing for us to do, especially all of us, me included, protect your peace. How this conversation was going today and what's going on in the world. So let's make sure, closing this year, that with as much information as we need and should have, that we're not allowing that information that's being controlled now by less than 10 people, all the information that we're getting anyway. But
that's true. Let's slap that tea, Rhonda.
Let's pursue and protect our peace, even in the midst of the storm. All right, and then 2, Brother Eric talked about it. Let's get our finances together. Let's. We all got plans, goals, and ideas, and we see. Man, we were doing some. Listen, our boss had us doing some work the other day, Zeke. We were looking at some demographics. And Pastor Rich, we might have to have a real sit down because, the reality of the situation is the black church. If the white church gets a cold, the black church has COVID. And what we're experiencing, and we haven't recognized it, maybe we have recognized, but I'm putting it in your face right now. It's the mirror. It looks like this. Our finances have been compromised. Right? Our finances have been compromised, even by the virtue of us being able to generate more revenue, more capital, but not recognizing that since the pandemic, today, grocery prices have increased over time 30%. Right? We didn't think about that, but you did, and you didn't get a 30% raise, did you, Brother Zeke? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Because I know where you work. Amen.
Everyone passing out raises over our way, wasn't it?
Come on, you know.
I heard that.
So to look at that, you know, again, just not to belabor that, but that trickle down affects us in church, right? Because it trickles down to what we're going to ask for and offer, and how many people are able to give it. And if they aren't able to give it, then we've got to look at our sustainability for ministry over time. So, all right, looking at that, let's get our finances together. And then last but not least, choose community over isolation. You know, don't let the argument of the season divide us. You know, so and if it does, then find you a community that you can find some assistance, find some help. You know, APC Morgan Park, we're a community church over here. So you're going to need to get some food probably. I just told you the prices are up. We have a food pantry. So come on over here with a table and spread. Come on. The feast of the Lord is going on. So, yeah, that's what I got for you. All right. So let's do that. Let's lean into community. You know, let's make sure we're being good stewards. And then last but not least, listen, protect your peace. Take care of yourself.
I like that. Y'all, that was some good advice for everybody. Rich says, walk with your health. Like Eric says, you know, entrepreneurship and like launching out and like really just believing in self. And I know I resonate with that one. Eric, you know, y'all been on me the past few weeks, like, and we making progress in there. So I resonate with it. That's why I'm locked in with you on that one, E. And then, like Pastor Bill said, protecting our peace, protecting our finances, and really just reimagining how we look at that. And then not choosing arguments and isolation over community. And what's crazy is that seems to be the most of the real issue that's happening, that isolation. And we have to get back on and talk about that sometime, that there's what they call it, the loneliness epidemic, I think it's called here in America, where young men, with the young men, they all feeling lonely and they stuck behind these computer screens. That's how they're able to get radicalized for one way or the other. So, you know, it ain't all just, y'all do realize Donald Trump ain't the only people out here radicalizing folks. They just have political power, but there's a lot of other movements that's radicalizing folks for a lot of other different purposes and other things. And some of that is because folks just don't have community. So I do like that. Find your community this year. Y'all, I don't know if that counts as a round table. I don't know. But since I got two past stars on here, I think that was pretty good. Over here. Oh, look, Rhonda's back. Hold on, wait. We got to ask Rhonda what she's doing, and then we'll go. And I got two passes on here. I'll let y'all flip a coin and whatever. Who gonna close us out? But Rhonda, tell us what you're doing. We just kind of tabled it a bit. Tell us what you got going on for the rest of the remainder of the year that you're going to be, because you know, in the fourth quarter, in the words finish strong.
Yes. So of course, health and fitness goals, that will be a goal for the rest of my days, which I'm okay with. So just making sure that I stay on track with all of the things that I need to stay on track with concerning my physical health. I want to deepen my prayer life in the last quarter. And I'm not even being funny. I really do. So I know that's going to take a lot of talking to God and a lot of time. And so intentionally creating space to do that in this last quarter so that I can be ready for 2026. Although we are in Rosh Hashanah, which, you know, it's God's new year, and I'm very grateful for that. So my new year has also already begun because I'm not on man's calendar. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so health and fitness goals, deepening my prayer life. In terms of like Rhonda on the Rocks, just being consistent, taking advantage of different opportunities that have come my way. Shout out to my manager at Sweet Homes Management.
Oh Lord, you didn't get dropped. You didn't get dropped.
Thank God.
We're out here dropping everybody. Like we just like.
He's not even my official manager because, of course, there's more conversation. But he does send me a lot of great opportunities, which I appreciate. And so, yeah, just really just investing in the things that I love, which is myself, God, and Rondo on the Rocks.
Yay, I like that. Absolutely. Wrong sound effect.
Wow.
Wong, 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 wong.
Wow, Zeke.
Zeke,
Wow.
what was that, Zeke?
Wow.
All that build up, and that's what you give us? My goodness, that was amazing.
Wow.
Hey, you gotta treat my client right, my almost client right. You better treat it right, Zeke. My goodness.
I was trying to hit the
Zeke taking a week off
right here.
and they never come back. What happened to your views?
I'm trying to hit this one. Like, hold up.
Wow.
I'm still learning how to work the sound effects.
Sure. You got it right every single time except now. So you getting that Eric spirit on you. That's why I need to.
Wait, what I got to do with that? I don't control the buttons over there.
Spirit on you.
That was funny. I'm sorry.
Ooh, now that was wild. That was wild. My apologies, Rhonda.
Yeah.
Well, we got two past stars on here with us. We got two past stars on here. I don't know, like who gonna pray us out today? Who gonna pray us out? I don't know. Rich Holmes.
That's the bill because he don't be here that much, and people need to hear his voice. And there's a prayer that I believe he has for the people on today. And I'm gonna just go on with my round table, like I always say.
That's what I want to hear.
Driven, you will live and die by the choices you choose to make. But AP Rich got a hint for you, and I think everybody in here got a hint for you. Choose life. I'm out. See y'all next.
Hey! Rhonda, what you got on the round table there? Just a last word for the weekend. Y'all know we're not gonna be back for another weekend.
I should give a last word because this may just be my last time coming on this show, considering the way I've been.
Well, since you said it's gonna be your last time coming on the show, I feel very confident hitting it this time. I know it will not be your last time on the show.
No, it's the weekend. It's Friday. Glory to God. We made it another week. Do something that you love this week. Go to church on Sunday. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all whenever we come back.
Hey, Eric, go ahead and do yours. You got the
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. No, enjoy your weekend. All of you get out and enjoy yourself this weekend. Do something with your family, with your friends. Pray for me as I travel next week and for us on the tour for the next few days. I'll be going live from rehearsal. And hey, until we come back, what is that, on the 13th? Is it, Zeke?
Yeah, it'll be at the earliest the 13th.
Or later.
We're definitely taking a week off. It might be 2 weeks. It won't be longer than that, though. It definitely won't be longer.
All
than
right.
that, for sure.
All right, see y'all later. Peace out.
All right, y'all. Well, that brings us to Pastor Bill, and he'll give his round table and just kind of pray us out. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can get some music going for you, so it sounds good. You know, StreamYard.
Meditational music. Oh, that's not okay.
Oh, you want some meditation?
No.
Okay, wait,
we can dive out. Go ahead.
I got some good meditation music for you. Y'all know I got some good meditation music. Hold on. Just some good meditation.
I was born by
I'm gonna go ahead and check out. I'll see y'all next week.
was born by the blood of
y'all
the
like this
Son
song,
of
Eric.
God. I was born.
Gotta give y'all that roots music, boy.
Okay.
Eric, this nigga really checked out for real. Oh Lord,
you gotta work.
Bill, what you got for us?
Well, listen, I'm glad I made it just in time before we go on sabbatical. Amen. Zeke is going on sabbatical. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this: live in love, laugh in love, and lead in love. Let love do what love does. I'm Bill Ellis. I love everybody. God, I thank you for Zeke in the Morning Show. Thank you for Pastor Rich. Thank you for Manager Eric. Thank you for resetting Rhonda on the rocks and all of the lock stars. God, cover us, keep us, continue to bless us with healing, abundance, and deliverance. And God, even if you don't do what we ask you to do, as long as you do what you said you would do, it will be exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. In the name and nature of Christ. Amen, amen, and amen.
Yes. All right, y'all. Well, this has been a phenomenal week, phenomenal episode. I want to remind y'all again, we will not be here next week. You might see some reruns that pop up as we're toying with new stuff, or you might see that happen the week after. But either way, go next week for sure. We ain't gonna be here. So we're like, y'all pray for us as we just take a chance to not only rest and sleep in maybe a few of those days, but as we also take the opportunity to kind of reset the show and really grow it. Some of the opportunities we want. You all right back there?
Oh, let me mute myself. I just stretched in the whole. I stretch out.
You all right? Blink twice. You good?
I know. I thought we had to call somebody. I said, Lord Jesus.
Somebody ran up in there.
If it had been that good stretch, y'all would have heard me say something else. So I'm glad I didn't.
Oh Lord, that's hilarious, y'all. But y'all just make sure, like I said, y'all keep us in prayer as we kind of reset the show. And Lockstars, y'all can feel more than free. I'm gonna throw this on there just for good measure. You can feel more than free to send some suggestions, other things like that, segments, topics, other things that you want to hear about or see. Please send it to ZekeLive730@gmail.com as we take this minute to just kind of reset, and you'll see this stuff start turning into more things like podcasts and other stuff like that. I asked the question, what are we leaving behind? Are we just getting on in the morning, just doing a thing, or can it have some lasting legacy? We believe it can, and that's why we have to get some other platforms and stuff like that moving. So y'all just keep us in prayer as we do that. And, y'all will check in with y'all, and y'all just make sure that we know y'all all right as well. Well, all of that being said, God bless this morning show. Thank you, Pastor Bill. And of course, Miss Ursula Ellis is here. She was talking about you, Rhonda, when you said I had the air spirit. And the mamas have spoken. They said, great show, great conversation, all of that. I think it's only fitting to close it with the mamas telling us great show, as we'll be gone for at least a week. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. And if you don't remember nothing else from me over the course of this week, remember, you are better. You are free. And everything, every little thing is already working in your good. It's already all right. We'll see y'all. Dude, I was going to say next week. Oh, my God. We'll see y'all maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in 3. But you'll know as we go. We'll
see you next time.
Right. We'll see you. Peace out, niggas.
Bye.